Hello, good afternoon. My name's Richard. This is Over and Over and Over against Matchday Live. Fulham against Arsenal in the Premier League. The first of two watch-alongs we've got on the channel for you today. Coming up, of course, later on, it is the Arsenal women, and they are at home to Reading. That kicks off at 7:15. But before that, we have got this big game in the Premier League. Fulham against Arsenal coming up the other side of this.
Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the third goal? It is the third goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it.
So, as I say, Matchday Live from Craven Cottage. You can see behind me, it is Arsenal away at Fulham. We've got teams line up for this game today. So for Fulham and in goal, of course, our old friend Bernd Leno, as expected. They're back for Kenny Tete. It's tossing Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson. In midfield, Harrison Reed, Sasa, Lukic and Andreas Pereira. And their front three is Bobby Decordova-Reid, Mana Solomon and Alexander Mitrovic. Of course, Solomon scored in his last 5 matches for Fulham. Will he make it 6 in a row today? On the bench then for Fulham, it's goalkeepers Marak, Rodak and also youngster George Wickens. They've got Issa Diop, Charlie Robinson, Harry Wilson, Daniel James, Tyrese, Francois, Luke Harris and Carlos Vinicius. For Arsenal then, a lot of changes from the Europa League game. Obviously not so much from the recent Premier League games, but there is 1 or 2 exciting additions. It's Aaron Ramsdale in goal. The back four, Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel and Alexander Zinchenko as usual. In midfield, Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka and Captain Martin Odegaard is fit following illness, so he's in the side. And the front three, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard there, as you can see, is fit to start this game. So important that could prove to be. On the bench then for Arsenal, we've got Matt Turner, Kieran Tierney, Rob Holding, Takahiro Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson, Emil Smith-Rowe, and the big news, Gabriel Jesus is on the bench for Arsenal. Finally, Gabriel Jesus is fit enough on the bench. That could just be a sign just to show Fulham, we've got him there. Whether or not he's actually fit enough to play too much part in this game, not 100% sure, but he is on the bench, so his return certainly isn't going to be too far away now, is it? Which is good news. So, yeah, good, strong Arsenal team. So let's look forward to this game and let's hope that we can get the victory. Of course, Man City did win yesterday, not far away here at Crystal Palace. So it's even more important that we do win this game. We've got a great record against Fulham, of course, but our only 3 defeats in the Premier League to Fulham have all come at Craven Cottage, but we have won on our last 4 visits to this stadium, going back to 2012, the last time Fulham did beat us here. We've got some comments in the chat already. Nathan's in there, my friend. He says, "Hi, Rich. I hope you're well. What do you think the score will be today?" I think it's going to be a very, very tight game, a difficult game for Arsenal. I do think we'll win, but I think it's going to be tough. I am going to go for 2-1 to Arsenal, just scraping it. Let me know what your predictions are in the chat. Steve's here. How you doing, Steve? All the way from Australia, of course. How you doing? He says, hey, he's gone 4-2 to Arsenal. Oh, you think it's going to be a good game? We have conceded too many goals lately. That's true. And, they've got, obviously, Mitrovic and Solomon, who, they've got goals in this Fulham team. They've had a good season. So we'll have to see. But, yeah, as long as we win, we don't care too much how many goals we concede. Terry says, good afternoon, Richard. Drone flying going well, I see. Some great shots of the lighthouse and surroundings. Top notch, mate. No, yeah, thanks, Terry. No, I enjoyed that yesterday. No football was on, so we thought we'd go to the seaside and take a drone. And I was really, really happy with the footage that we got. I mean, that drone is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, that was a good fun yesterday. I don't mind a weekend or Saturday with no football, so I can go out and fly the drone instead, which is really, really good. So yeah, that was good fun. Terry says, hi Steve, good to have you with us again. Do you ever sleep? And he says, good afternoon to Nathan. Well, he obviously doesn't sleep, clearly not, but it's a big day today because obviously we've got the women later as well. I'm not sure what time that'll be for Steve, but hopefully you can get a couple of hours sleep in between because that's what I intend to do. Nathan says 2-0 to Arsenal. Well, we'll take that. I'm not sure if we've got a clean sheet in us at the minute, but anyway, We shall see. Terry's gone 3-1. I'm assuming you mean 1-3, Terry, not 3-1 to Fulham, because they are the home team. But I'll let you off that one. Steve says, "Yeah, just woke up. It's 5-1 in the morning in Australia." Wow. Okay. Well, you will need some more sleep then before the women's game, Steve, won't you, later on? Because it's what time will that be? It's 6:45 kickoff here. I don't know what time that would be there. I'm trying to work it out now. But James was in the chat and he says 3-0 to Arsenal. Well, wow, that's a nice confident prediction. I like that. But again, I'm not sure if we've got a clean sheet in us against Mitrovic and Solomon, but we'll see. We've got a lot of clean sheets away from home, so why not? Terry says, hats off to you, Steve. Indeed, yeah, getting up at that time of the morning to watch the team is fantastic, and obviously to watch the show as well. Brilliant. So thanks a lot for that, Steve. Good to see you as always. And let's hope that everyone enjoys the game and we can obviously win. That's the main thing, isn't it? Man United are playing Southampton, of course, at the same time, and West Ham, Aston Villa as well. And of course, a late game tonight or 4:30. Newcastle against Wolves. So a busy day in the Premier League. Let me know what you thought about Match of the Day last night, actually, because I actually really enjoyed it without the nonsense that the analysis that you don't need. The only thing I missed was the theme tune, which I don't know why they didn't play that. It was almost as though someone had died. It was just Gary Lineker. Who really cares? Come on. And I thought that was silly to not play the theme tune. And I kind of missed the interviews with the players and managers after the game. I do like that side of the coverage of the media coverage of football. I don't like all the analysis and all that rubbish. It's just not really necessary for me. And I quite enjoy Match of the Day. I don't know what it's going to be like tonight on Match of the Day 2, where it'll be the same. Kind of hope it will be. Hope it's like that going forward full time, but we'll see. No doubt it won't be. But I think we saw last night that we don't need all that nonsense when we coverage of football, do we? We don't need analysis. We can watch the game and decide for ourselves what we thought, stuff like that. So but I really enjoyed it. I hope that is going to be. It won't be, but I'd like to think it would be the way forward. Good to see Bernd Leno today coming out with Fulham. I thought he was a very, very good goalkeeper for Arsenal. Felt a little bit unfortunate, wasn't he, that the way he got cast aside for Aaron Ramsdale. I think his last Premier League game for Arsenal was that win at Aston Villa last season, wasn't it? When he kept a clean sheet, made a great save at the end. Very, very good goalkeeper. I'm a bit disappointed that we let him go, actually. I still believe he's a better all-round goalkeeper than Aaron Ramsdale, who's very temperamental, shall we say. Leno's just solid. He's great shot stopper. Yes, he's not as good with his feet. We know that. And that's why he went, because Arteta's got his way of playing, hasn't he? And that's it. He's not going to change it. What I find rather strange today is Arsenal wearing the black kit. So we've got black shorts on, and Fulham's kit has got black shorts. So I didn't think it was allowed to have the same colour shorts. But anyway, Arsenal and Fulham have today. I don't know why we didn't wear the pink kit, maybe, or even the home kit with white shorts. But anyway, we are wearing all black kit today, which does leave a rather colour clash with shorts with Fulham, who are, of course, in white shirts with black shorts and white socks. So yeah, it's getting ready for kick off there. The teams are lining up here at Craven Cottage, of course, in front of that brand new stand that they've built over the last year or so. It looks very, very impressive. One of the nice stadiums in the Premier League, right next to the River Thames. And if anyone's been on that boat trip, you will, I'm sure, have enjoyed it. Nathan says, I'm surprised at where Fulham are in the table, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all surprised at where they are in the table. I don't think anyone expected them to be doing quite so well. They've got a chance of getting into Europe, haven't they? So they've got a lot to play for, Fulham. The last 2 or 3 seasons that they've been in the Premier League, they've got relegated. So it's been a remarkable season for Fulham under Marco Silva, and I'm expecting a really, really tough game today. But we'll see. It's a game that we've got to win, and these are the sort of games, we're going to have a lot of these games between now and the end of the season, and we've got to find a way to win them, however that is, whether it's with a fantastic performance, winning 3 or 4-0 as we've seen recently against, say, Everton, for example, or if we've got to do it the hard way, as we've done away at Aston Villa, as we've done at Leicester 1-0, and we did obviously against Bournemouth last week and stuff like that. So it doesn't really matter too much now. I'm not really too bothered about the performances now, to be honest. It's just about results. If we can get a win, whether it's a good performance or not, it doesn't matter, does it? Let's just win the games, and that's what we can do, and we'll put us back 5 points clear, because Man City shut that gap to 2 points, didn't they, yesterday? Although we've got this game in hand to play, the opportunity to go 5 points clear again. A little bit more pressure on us playing second. We played first a few times recently, but we're playing second this week. A little bit more pressure on us. I'm sure Bernd Leno is going to want to have a great game today. He's going to want a clean sheet, isn't he, against his former team? I'm sure he will. It's his 150th English career appearance, actually, today. 125 for Arsenal. So that shows what a good career he had at Arsenal. In a rather difficult time, wasn't it? With with Unai Emery, and then the change of manager with Arteta coming in and all that kind of stuff. Difficult time for Bernd Leno at Arsenal, but I thought he was a very, very good goalkeeper, and I'm sure he'll have a good game today. It's going to be difficult to beat. Terry says, I thought it was much better not having Lineker's bullshit. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Steve says, I like the black hat. No, I do as well. It just seems strange when Fulham have got black shorts, that we've got the black kit anyway. I like it as well. I've got to agree. Terry said, I sent an email asking BBC to consider this bloke called Richard if they're taking the 2 match of the day. I don't know about the BBC, mate. And Mark says, come on, you Gunners. And Terry says, come on, must win it down. We're off and running. Arsenal all in black, as we say, attacking the goal to our left in the first half here at Craven Cottage. We've got a throw over on that far side straight away, just about 10 yards inside the Fulham half. Ben White takes it, throws it back to Martin Odegaard. Back fit again, following missing the midweek game. Phil says there, come on Arsenal, weird kit choice, stuff to be. Well, you pretty much summed up everything that we could say there, Phil. Brilliant. Exactly summed it up in one little sentence there. Come on Arsenal, weird choice, kit, stuff to be. There you go. We agree with all of that. And let's hope that we get the right result, regardless of the rather strange kit choice. I mean, actually, to be fair, looking at the game on the pitch, it doesn't really clash that much. It's just the shorts, really, I suppose. But anyway, I didn't think it was allowed to have the same colour anything, but maybe they've changed the rules. Anyway, Arsenal in possession. Gabriel on this near side. We've played nearly a minute. We've not conceded a goal, actually, unlike last week in the Premier League, of course, when we were behind inside, 15 seconds. We've managed to keep a clean sheet a little bit longer this week. And we're in possession on this near side. Gabriel again goes back to William Saliba. Just outside the Arsenal penalty area. Plays it back again to Gabriel on this near side. Arsenal just looking to settle into this game in the very early stages. Knocking the ball around. William Saliba again plays it out to Ben White over on that far side. Plays it to Gabriel again. Arsenal keeping possession, but not really going forward yet. That's a long ball, though, from Gabriel, looking for the run of his compatriot Martinelli, but that one's gone out for a throw to Fulham. I'm not quite sure what's up with Willian. Of course, he now plays for Fulham, but he's not in their squad today. I don't know if he's got an injury issue. Of course, Cedric Suarez, who's on loan at Fulham, isn't allowed to play today. Not that he would have probably been in the starting lineup anyway, but he may have been on the bench. But, of course, he can't feature today due to being on loan, of course, at Arsenal, Cedric Suarez, which is a shame, actually, because if he was playing, it would increase our chances of winning quite potentially. Although Kenny Tete is a decent right back, isn't he? He's in possession now. The Dutchman plays it back into midfield to Harrison Reed. The ball has gone back to Bernd Leno, his first touch of this game, kicks it out. Actually, it's not a great clearance, and Bukayo Saka's onto it over on that far side. Cross comes in towards the near post, looking for the run of Gabriel Martinelli. Couldn't quite get on the end of that there. In fact, it's a free kick. It may well have been an offside against Martinelli, or was it a foul? I'm not really sure. Poor clearance that from Bernd Leno. Maybe in that little moment there sums up why Arteta decided to get rid of him. As much as a great goalkeeper he is, he's not so good with his feet. But anyway, to me, a goalkeeper's got to be able to save shots and keep the ball out of his net. And Bernd Leno was extremely good at those particular skills, and he still is. Anyway, Fulham now coming forward pretty much for the first time. Mitrovic is in a bit of a wrestling match there with William Saliba, and he bought a foul off the Frenchman. We know what Mitrovic gives to this Fulham team. He's a very, very dangerous player, isn't he? Steve says, yes, real one, Mark, but black is cool. No, black is cool, I agree. But of course, Marcus said there, I do too, but wish we could be in our red. Yeah, well, I like us to play in red. Mark C says they're quite happy William isn't playing. Always gives me anxiety when former players fail. Exactly, yeah. And Willian's got a point, would have had a point to prove as well, wouldn't he? You know, it never worked out for him at Arsenal. I don't think his relationship with Mikel Arteta was the best. And I'm sure he would have had a real point to prove today. So it's got to be an injury issue, because if you're the Fulham manager and you've got a fit Willian chomping at the bit to play, to get one over on his old team, you'd imagine you'd play him, wouldn't you? And he's been playing pretty well. So I'm guessing it must be an injury issue that he's got, which I agree. I'm pleased he's not playing, because it would have been more difficult probably for us to get the result today. Not that it's going to be easy anyway. It's a very good Fulham team. They're doing extremely well, and they've got a decent record here at home. So, you know, it is going to be a tough game. And certainly it's not really settled into any pattern yet, really. It's just been a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Arsenal in possession, however, on that far side. Ben White chips the ball forward, but it's headed forward there by Anthony Robinson. Had a very good game against us, didn't he? The American left back at the Emirates earlier in the season, September, I think that game was, wasn't it? One of the earlier home games when we had to come from behind to win that one. We've done that quite a lot this season, haven't we? Showing the character of this team. Of course, last weekend we had to come from 2-0 down, which is the first time we've done that to win a game under Mikel Arteta in the Premier League. Gabriel now in possession. Oh, he wasn't in possession. He took his eye off the ball. It's rolled under his foot. It's gone out for a throw to Fulham on this near side, which Kenny Tete is going to take. Throws it back. Say no real pattern yet to this game. Tim Ream now, the American, plays it out to that far side to Robinson, cuts in, gives the ball away though to Granit Xhaka, plays it forward to Leandro Trossard in the number 10 position here. Leandro Trossard battles away well for the ball there, keeps possession, and Granit Xhaka plays it on to Martin Odegaard. Thomas Partey now pings out to that far side, but Bukayo Saka, is this going to be his first opportunity to really have a run at that Fulham defence? Goes back instead to Ben White. Arsenal now just keeping possession. Zinchenko plays up this near side to Martinelli, looking to get involved for the first time. Dinks the ball over the top, looking for the runner Trossard, but he's overhit that and it's run into the arms of Bernd Leno. 5.5 minutes played here at Craven Cottage. Fulham 0, Arsenal 0, with no real chances yet for either side. Terry says, if we win today, it's Arteta's 100 Arsenal winners. Is it really? Okay, and how many? What number games is he on? I'm not quite sure how many games he's been as manager. That's not a bad record. That is 100 wins so far. Nathan says, need to keep a close eye on Solomon. Good player. No, he's doing well, isn't he? 5 games in a row. He scored in for Fulham in all competitions. He could become the first Fulham player to score in 5 Premier League games in a row if he scores today as well. So, yeah, that's going to be one to watch. He's not really got in this game yet. No one has really. It's been very, very cagey. It's been a real just stalemate, as I said before. Nothing really going on too much. We are in possession though with William Saliba, finds Gabriel, plays it up this near side to Granit Xhaka, who's almost in a left-back position. Zinchenko's moved in to the centre midfield, a pattern that we use quite a lot. Gabriel now, though, in possession for Arsenal, plays it into Zinchenko. Now it's with Granit Xhaka on this near side. Arsenal's left, does well, plays it back to William Saliba. We've played nearly 7 minutes here at Craven Cottage. It's still Fulham 0, Arsenal 0, but Arsenal coming forward. Thomas Partey plays it out to that far side. We saw yesterday, didn't we, at Crystal Palace? You know, there's no easy games in the Premier League for the top teams anymore. You know, Man City they struggled a bit to win that game. They got the result in the end thanks to that penalty, and I'm expecting it to be just as tough for us today here. There's, of course, another Arsenal connection in the Fulham team. Of course, there's a player in their team called Sasa Lukic, of course. You know, I don't think he's related to our former goalkeeper, although he is of Serbian descent, as indeed was John Lukic, of course, even though he was English and could have played for England and maybe should have done. But anyway, there's just a foul on Bukayo Saka over on that far side. Anthony Robinson, it was there with the foul. And already Bukayo Saka's not really had the ball yet, but he's already been fouled. Terry said, I think they said 163 or 169 games. Oh, really? I wonder where that puts it. I wonder where that'll put him on a list of managers to win 100 games for Arsenal. Probably be quite high up, I would imagine. Arsene Wenger probably slightly ahead. Don't know about George Graham potentially as well. Anyway, we also got a free kick over on that far side for that foul. Let's see if we can get the goal here. 8 minutes played short actually. Zinchenko now plays it square to Martinelli. Haven't really made the most of that, but that's dinked in towards the far post, over hit. It's gone behind. We didn't really make the most of that free kick. Should have just put it into the box, actually. Steve says there, Trossard must have good doctors as he was out for weeks. Now he's playing. Well, I don't know. I think sometimes a player gets injured in a game and they initially say he's going to be out for a while, and then it turns out that when they assess him, the injury is actually not as bad as they first feared. And it looks that's the case with Leandro Trossard, unless we're using the same medication that Liverpool have been using were using for the last few seasons. They never seem to get any players out for long, did they? Maybe we've got the same doctors now looking after our players. Who knows? That might explain why we've suddenly gone from, you know, throwing away the top 4 to being favourites for the Premier League title in such a short space of time. I know Fulham are coming forward themselves over on that far side, but Saliba steps in and Arsenal win the ball back. Very scrappy this game so far. We've played 9 minutes, but it's not really anything's happened. Not really any opportunities at goal, and very, very scrappy so far. But Arsenal in possession. We've had more of the possession, Arsenal, but most of it's been in the sort of our defensive third or in the midfield third. There hasn't been too much attacking threat from either side. Martinelli now they're trying to change that for Arsenal, but he's forced back and plays it back to William Saliba, who's got a lot of time midway inside Arsenal's half, plays it forward to Thomas Partey, knocks it out to that far side. Ben White plays it back to William Saliba, our back four and defensive midfielder having all the touches in this game so far. The first 9.5 minutes, nearly 10 now, gone back to Aaron Ramsdale, and he gets the ball to Gabriel again, who's probably had the most touches actually in so far in this game. That's another long ball from Gabriel looking for Martinelli. This time Martinelli's got past the defender Tosin, who's done well actually there, Tosin. Good defending actually. It looks as though Martinelli got past him initially, but he showed good power and strength there. Won the ball back for Fulham, but it's back with Zinchenko. And it's out to that far side to Ben White. Terry says, what a wasted free kick. Yeah, it was. We just put the ball in the box. Yeah, they've got some big defenders, but put it in there. If the ball's in the box, you've got more chance of scoring, haven't you? It can fall to anyone, a deflection, and suddenly you've got a chance. Whereas if you just knock it short, the other team have got more chance to organise and regroup. Anyway, Arsenal in possession on this near side. Gabriel plays it into the centre circle. Saliba lays it off to Thomas Partey. It's ball still inside the Arsenal half, but it's going to come forward now. Saliba's long ball looking for Saka over on that far side. But Anthony Robertson's across there, the American. And not a great clearance, actually, but he managed to get away with it. And Fulham now do manage to get the ball clear over on this near side. It's come all the way through to Mikel Arteta, just outside his technical area. And Fulham haven't really offered anything yet in this game. And Arsenal dominating. I don't know what the possession stats are. I'm sure they'll put them on the screen sooner or later, but Arsenal dominating the possession, but so far not really causing Fulham too many problems. But we might now Saka over on that far side, running at Anthony Robertson again, cuts in on that left foot, plays it into Martin Odegaard on the edge of the box. Now it comes to Trossard, finds Martinelli inside here, a little bit of space. Martinelli, oh, it wasn't a great ball. Oh, it almost came to something though. Granit Xhaka made something of that ball. It looked as though it had been overhit. Granit Xhaka slid, managed to keep it in, but his cross was far too close to Bernd Leno at the near post. But Arsenal didn't really make the most of that. It wasn't a great ball from Martinelli. And in fact, it may have gone out. No, it didn't. Good play from Granit Xhaka, but the cross, it was just a matter of trying to keep the ball in. He wasn't able to direct the ball anywhere. And it went straight into the arms of Bernd Leno. And Fulham now trying to play it out from the back. And Arsenal pressing high up the pitch. But Fulham beat that press, get the ball forward to Alexander Mitrovic, who's done well, holds the ball up and then switches it to this near side. Good play that was from Mitrovic. Good centre-forward play. Finds Kenny Tete on this near side. Leaves the ball for Decordova-Reid. Plays it into the centre circle to Lukic. Seems funny saying Lukic, doesn't it? It's been a long time since we had John Lukic playing for us. What a great goalkeeper he was. 89 and all that. Brilliant goalkeeper, John Lukic. And of course, he did come back, didn't he, later in his career? Fulham coming forward now. Good defending, though, from Gabriel. And Zinchenko can complete the clearance. And that little spell of possession for Fulham, their best spell so far. Good tackle there, though, by Gabriel on Decordova-Reid, I think it was. And Arsenal back in possession with Gabriel again, who's, I say, he's probably had the most touches so far. Zinchenko in a midfield position. Oh, that's a poor ball, though, from Granit Xhaka. It's picked up by Tete, who's done well, trying to get around the outside of Zinchenko, and Zinchenko's fouled him. That was a poor ball, actually, there from Granit Xhaka. It was Trossard, sorry, that fouled him. Yeah, not a great ball from Granit Xhaka there. Almost led to a counter-attack there for Fulham. It was Trossard trying to get back there at Kenny Tete, but he did foul him. Don't think there's much doubt about that. Little Flemish battle there between a Belgian and a Dutchman. Anyway, it's a free kick to Fulham now on this near side. It's about 5 yards in from the near touchline, midway inside the Arsenal half. Fulham have got the most set-piece goals this season, joint with Tottenham and Liverpool. So they'll be looking, could be dangerous here. They've got some big lads, haven't they? Anyway, this ball's going to be played into the box from this near side. A decent free kick, but it's headed out by Zinchenko. But Fulham keep up possession again over on that far side. Dink the ball here. Good headed clearance over Martin Odegaard this time. And now maybe Arsenal can launch a counter-attack. Martinelli on this near side. Oh, good defending actually there. Brilliant defending actually by, it might have been Tim Ream. Anyway, Fulham now coming forward again on this near side. That's a cross into the box there from Pereira. Goes all the way across to the far post to Mitrovic, but he's offside. And he doesn't look very happy, but then he never looks very happy, does he? Alexander Mitrovic, he's got that look about him, hasn't he? In fact, he might have been given as a foul on Ben White. He chipped the ball over the crossbar anyway, but it wouldn't have counted. and it's a free kick to Arsenal. Terry says there, good tackle by Gabby it was. Terry says there, did you see Zinchenko got voted best left back in the Premier League, never to play left back? Well, he probably did, yeah. He's the best left back that's never been in the left back position. Delboy Gunner TV, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're well. It's been a bit of a scrappy start to this game, hasn't it? But I'm sure it'll settle down and we'll go on and hopefully get a grip of it. But Fulham coming forward again with Mitrovic now on halfway, plays it out to that far side to Solomon, who's been pretty quiet so far in this game. Manor Solomon, 5 goals in 5 games for him. Oh, a little bit of space on this near side again for Tete if he can get there ahead of Martinelli. But Martinelli's done brilliant defensive work there, although he's just conceded the game's first corner, has he? No, he hasn't. It's a goal kick. It must have come off the Fulham player, but great defending there. Great defending that was. Rajendra says it didn't look offside. No, it didn't look offside. I think maybe it was a foul. I'm not really sure. Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward now in midfield. Leandro Trossard very deep. Plays the ball out to the far side to Ben White. We've played 15 minutes and 15 minutes of very little, if we're totally honest, other than Arsenal possession sideways and backwards without making too much progression up the pitch. Zinchenko now, though, Arsenal looking to change that. Zinchenko plays up this near side to Gabriel Martinelli. He's going to have a little run as he knows. Plays the ball square inside to Granit Xhaka. Plays it back to him. That's a great ball. Martinelli in that far side. Martinelli, good save. Oh, it's an own goal. It's gone in. Leno saved it. It's hit the defender, Robinson. Arsenal lead, but it's a rather scrappy goal, you have to say. It's an own goal from Anthony Robinson, but that doesn't matter. We said we'll take a scrappy win. Anything will do, but it is. Good play for Martinelli and Granit Xhaka there. He's onside, Martinelli. In fact, it was Robinson playing him on. Got cleared there of Tete. The shot was well saved by Bernd Leno. It's unlucky, actually, off the Fulham defender. It's just hit him as he was running back towards the goal. But the important thing is, it is. I mean, there is a VAR check. So we'll just hang fire just for a moment. I do think Robinson's playing Martinelli onside over on that far side. I do think this is going to count. It doesn't look offside. But let's have a look. They're not showing any lines, actually. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. VAR's terrible, isn't it? I mean, he was ahead of Tete, who was the defender on the near side, but Robinson in the centre, who did end up scoring the own goal, looks as though he's potentially playing him onside. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, whether this goal is going to count or not. We're just about to find out. So we will see. Mark says here we go, VAR again. We do. There's no lines. They're not drawing lines on it for some reason. Maybe the guy who meant to draw the lines isn't there again. Nathan says VAR check. Yeah, there is a VAR check, but we're not sure what the outcome of this is going to be. I think Robinson in the middle is playing him onside. They're at least level, surely. Oh, they've drawn the lines now. What does this mean? Offside. Oh, it's offside. It is offside. Nathan says 0-0. Oh, no. Terry says, bet VAR cancel it, indeed. Vijandra says no lines not been. No, well, they are now. We've seen the lines. The goal's been disallowed. Anyway. Yeah, we know, referee. Don't have to make a big deal out of it. So the goal's disallowed, actually. So it isn't a goal. It was a little bit unlucky for the Fulham defender, you have to say. But I mean, obviously, we'll take it. We'll take any goal at all. But Rajendra says it is offside. Steve says not VAR again. Phil's gone boo, indeed. So, yes, the goal disallowed much to the relief of Anthony Robertson on 2 occasions there. One, because it was his own goal, and 2, because he looked as though he would have been the player that was playing Martinelli onside. But VAR has come to Fulham's rescue and potentially Man City's rescue as well, because the goal has been chalked out. Now, Fulham trying to come forward, but Ramsdale's out of his goal quickly. And we played, 18 and a half minutes. And that's the first really incisive play by Arsenal, and it did lead to a goal. So that's a good thing in a way. We just need to do a little bit more. I was just going to say, actually, before the VAR, that it makes a change us having to actually go into the lead rather than have to come from behind. But well, we still might not have to. But that goal there from Anthony Robinson has been disallowed. Anyone else going forward again? And it's another chance inside the box. Granit Xhaka, he's got a little bit of space, gets a shot in. Oh, good save from Leno at the near post. Granit Xhaka's had a good start to this game, by the way. That's a good save from Leno. That's another save from him. He did, of course, save the one that led to the goal just a moment ago. And that's a really good save down to his right-hand side at that near post. Good, firm hand, pushed that behind it. It's a corner to Arsenal. The first corner of this game, Leandro Trossard's come across to take it. Rajendra says, Xhaka goal almost it was. Yeah, it's a good play there. Steve says, I'm not excited to 200% goal. Indeed. And Rajendra says the linesman should have flagged. Yeah, they're not supposed to flag, are they? Because that's what VAR is meant to do. Anyway, Trossard with this corner. Not a great corner, but it almost comes all the way through. In fact, it's come off Anthony Robinson again. And he's had a bit of a shaky start to this game, the American. I said how well he had played at the Emirates earlier this season, but he's had a bit of a nightmare start here. And he's still all over the place following that own goal, I think, that was disallowed. But anyway, it's another corner to Arsenal. That wasn't a great corner from Trossard at the near post, but it almost went all the way through. But Robinson managed to miskick it behind for another corner, which Trossard's going to take again on his near side. In-swinger with that right foot towards the far post. Better corner, but it's headed away by Fulham. Comes to Saka over on that far side. Bukayo Saka plays the ball back to Thomas Partey. Whips across into the far post. It's headed behind again by Robinson, I think it was. It was indeed Anthony Robinson. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. A little bit of pressure now building. Maybe Arsenal feeling a little bit aggrieved by that goal that was disallowed. It was a very, very tight offside decision, but I guess that's what VAR is supposed to do. Very, very frustrating it is. Anyway, it is another corner which Trossard again is going to take on this near side of his right foot, curling it in towards that near post area. Comes in this time to the edge of the 6-yard. Header comes in. Oh, it's a goal this time. It's headed in. I think it's William. Oh, it's Gabriel. I thought it was William Saliba. It's Gabriel with the goal. And this one is going to count. They're not going to be able to find a way to disallow this. And just 2 minutes after the original goal was disallowed, we get a proper goal this time. It is Gabriel, not scored for a while. He did score on his debut at Craven Cottage, didn't he, a couple of years ago? Game we won 3-0. That corner from Trossard, it was towering header. Leno could do nothing about that. And this time it definitely is. Close range header from Gabriel. It is 1-0 to the Arsenal. And they can't disallow this one. Good header. Got up well. Directed it past Bert Leno. Had absolutely no chance. And it's Gabriel. He scored against Fulham at the Emirates, didn't he, Gabriel? And he scored against Fulham again. He's only got 3 goals this season, and 2 have come against Fulham. Mark C says they rose like a salmon. Indeed, he did raise like a salmon. Terry says, yes, Gabby, indeed. Mark C says, Gabby, Nathan, good header. It was a very good header. Rajendra says 1-0 to the Arsenal. 3 corners in a row, finally. One of them goes in. Steve says, sure, 100%. And it was a goal for Arsenal, finally. We had one disallowed, but it doesn't matter. We don't care about that. We're going to score a proper goal, and we have done. We don't our own goals anyway. They're stupid, aren't they? This was a much better goal. It's a proper goal. It's Gabriel, and Arsenal lead 1-0. And what better start have we made to this game? We're midway through the first half. It's been a decent start from Arsenal in terms of possession. We haven't created too much, but we just had those 3 corners in a row, and the third one from Leandro Trossard headed in by close range there from Gabriel. It's his first goal for quite some time, actually, since the winner at Chelsea, of course. So he scored 2 goals against Fulham, 1 against Chelsea this season. He likes his West London teams, doesn't he, Gabriel, this season? All 3 goals that he scored have come against teams from this part of London. Anyway, also coming forward again now, it's Saka just on the edge of the penalty. Oh, he tried to dig it out. If he could have found Martin Ødegaard there, we could have had another chance. Phil says there, good pressure after having one chalked off. Indeed, yeah. It's always nice, isn't it, to get one straight afterwards. And put that right. Rajendra says Gabby's so underrated. I don't know. I don't think he's underrated. I think we all really appreciate how good he is. Anyway, Martinelli coming forward, and it's going to be another corner to Arsenal. That was good defending there from Kenny Tete, and it is another 4th corner to Arsenal. We scored from the last one. It's going to be from the same side. It's going to be Trossard again to take it. Mark C says, I don't know, Rich, I'll take any goal that comes our way by any means if it ends in the back of the net. Oh, no, 100%. But own goals are a bit lame, aren't they? It's better to score a proper goal, isn't it? And Gabriel has done that. We've got another corner, another chance to maybe get another goal, potentially. We did score from our last corner a few moments ago. Can we get 2 in quick succession? I say it's the second goal Gabriel's got at on this stadium as well for Arsenal. This corner comes in again from Leandro Trossard to the edge of the 6-yard box. This time it's headed out by Fulham. They defend that one better as Bukayo Saka puts it back in. William Saliba's trying to get on the end of it, and Fulham can't get the ball out. And Zinchenko now in possession for Arsenal finds Saliba again. Rajendra says he gets more criticism than Saliba. I agree, he does. And Saliba actually trying to shot from distance. Oh, just over the bar. That was a good effort there, actually, from Saliba. I mean, I think everybody's been, it's Saliba's first season with us, really, isn't it? After all his loans that he's had. And because he had such a great start to the season, he's a young player. I think everybody is prepared to maybe make a few more allowances for Saliba's mistakes, whereas Gabriel, a bit more experience, and maybe that's why. But I agree. I think Gabriel is been brilliant. Steve says, yeah, just win. Indeed, yeah, we just win the game, which is what we're doing. And that's all we need to do. Aston Villa have just scored at West Ham. It's Ollie Watkins with the goal there. Unai Emery looking for another win. He's had a fairly decent start to life at Aston Villa, hasn't he? And he almost took some points off us, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago? It was, of course, very, very late goals there as well. A bit similar to last week, wasn't it, coming from behind. But today we're in front, and the signs are good for Arsenal again to try and get that 5-point lead back. Steve says there, sounds like so far they're all switched on. Yeah, I mean, we're playing pretty well. We're just keeping possession, knocking the ball around well, and that's what we're doing, which is good. And we're doing it again over on that far side now, trying to launch another counter-attack. Bukayo Saka's forced back. And he does go back again to Saliba. A bit of a loose touch, but that's a good ball to Granit Xhaka now on this near side. Granit Xhaka coming forward for Arsenal, striding forward. Finds Trossard just inside the penalty area. Leandro Trossard twisting and turning. Can he get a cross in towards the far post? He does. The header comes in. It's 2-0. It is 2-0. And it's Martinelli with the goal. Arsenal are cruising now. Mark says bingo. Rajendra says 2-0. This is because Trossard back in the team, 2 assists. It is 2 goals in 6 minutes for Arsenal. All came from that ball out of the back by William Saliba to Granit Xhaka. He came forward there, Granit Xhaka, and then he found Trossard on this near side. Trossard, it looked like his first touch was a little bit heavy, but he got the ball back under control, crossed it to the edge of the 6-yard box. And again, it's a simple header from very close range there from Martinelli. And that's his 12th goal of the season. I mean, not great defending there from Anthony Robinson. He backed out of it there. Poor defending again from Fulham. Martinelli, just a simple header into the goal. Terry says, magic indeed. Nathan says, great ball from Trossard. Been a good signing so far. He's been excellent. Absolutely excellent. Steve says, beautiful. Rajendra Martinelli. Indeed. It's 2-0. And it is looking very, very comfortable for Arsenal now, you have to say. Trossard at the heart of it all. 2 assists in quick succession for Leandro Trossard. Good to have him back in the team. And Arsenal now are in easy street, you have to say. And that 5-point lead at the top of the table looks as though it will be coming back again this afternoon. And Arsenal really are in total control of this game now. And this is the danger for Fulham, isn't it? When Arsenal have got our tails up, we're very, very difficult to pin back. It's not often that we've thrown away a lead this season, is it? So, and a 2-0 lead, even less so. So Arsenal really are in total control of this game. Rajendra says there, chance to get more than the 3-0. Well, potentially, but let's just win the game. I'm sure we'll take that. Terry says West Ham 1-1 now. Okay, that was a quick equaliser, wasn't it? Phil says Trossard is fitting in well. Great signing. Maybe we'll see a few goals there. Well, maybe we will now if we want to. Steve says 1 more before half time. Yeah, we'll get as many goals as we can. But that's a long ball into the box there. Bernd Leno, fairly comfortable. Couldn't do anything about those goals. Bernd Leno, really poor defending in front of him, it has to be said. 2 simple close range headers. But we'll take them all day long. And it is Fulham 0, Arsenal 2. And that 5-point lead looks as though it is returning for Arsenal today. Anyway, Mitrovic now looking to try to change that for Fulham, but good defending there by William Saliba, and Arsenal come away with the ball again with Martin Ødegaard, plays it into Granit Xhaka. Now he's got Zinchenko on this near side, who's sort of in a left-back position, very rarely for him. And it gives it back to Granit Xhaka. Arsenal just slowing the pace down now. We've got the 2 goals. We're in control. And it's all about now. A long way to go, of course, in this game. We've only played 29 minutes, but it's just about managing the game now, isn't it? Being sensible, keeping possession, not allowing Fulham too many chances. And if we get the chance to get another goal or two, then obviously do that as well. But it's just about managing this game, isn't it? And we've done that very well this season, you have to say. That's a great ball from Granit Xhaka over on that far side, finds Bukayo Saka having a run at Robinson, who's had a real stinker of a first half an hour, hasn't he, for Fulham? Oh, a ball played through there by Martin Odegaard, trying to break the lines of Fulham. They're unable to. And Fulham do come away with the ball now with Decordova-Reid. Tried to thread the ball through there to Mitrovic, but he was never going to get there. And Arsenal get back in possession again. Rajendra says that our pressing is much better than Fulham's. Yeah, I mean, it is, but we've got better players to do it, haven't we? That's why. Rajendra says it was from their pressing that we got our second goal. Yeah, exactly, playing it out from the back. It was a great ball out from William Saliba initially. Granit Xhaka then took it on, found Trossard on the overlap. Lovely cross from Trossard and a simple header from Martinelli, and it's 2-0. Brilliant stuff. Bukayo Saka now over on that far side, running again at Robinson, plays the ball back into Martin Odegaard. Trossard all tried to thread it on to Bukayo Saka. Good defending though from Fulham that time, and that they do manage to get the ball back. We played 30 minutes here at Craven Cottage. Fulham nil, Arsenal 2. Mark C says there, Mick Jagger watching us Gunners today. Is he? Okay, I'm hoping he gets a lot of satisfaction from the game. Anyway, that ball played forward by Fulham, but it's not going to reach Decordova-Reid on this near side. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. And there is Mick Jagger indeed in the crowd. It looks like his son there with an Arsenal hat on. Good to see Mick Jagger looking well, actually, which is good. Absolute rock legend. There's a few rock legends that support Arsenal, isn't there? Roger Daltrey's another one, of course. Anyway, Arsenal in possession now. Ben White. Oh, that's a loose touch from Ben White and suddenly giving the ball away to Fulham, who are trying to find a way back into this game. If they do score before half-time, it could make it a little bit more nervy for us, couldn't it? Because a 2-0 lead, they say, quite often can be a difficult lead because the next goal can make all the difference. Mark C says one of his 500 children. Yeah, I think he's got a few, hasn't he? Mick Jagger, bless him. He's done well for himself, hasn't he? But yeah, an absolute legend. Anyway, Fulham are coming forward now with Harrison Reid. Plays at the ball back again. Fulham now, this is a good spell of possession for Fulham. Tim Ream plays that ball forward. The American is over on that far side. Ream again finds Solomon over on that far side. Manus Solomon plays it back in field. This is a good play from far. A little bit of space here for Tosin coming forward for Fulham. It's over on this near side now. And Fulham just trying to settle down. Terry says there, Mick's a Dartford boy, so he had to be a good indeed. Yeah, he is from Dartford. Anyway, Fulham over on that far side. Robinson plays it back. Now, Fulham again looking to try to find a breakthrough. Tosin plays the ball forward again here for Harrison Reid. Got a little bit of time on the ball. Arsenal not pressing quite so high now, but we have forced Fulham back. And it's over on that far side again with Tim Ream, the captain for Fulham. They're coming forward over on that far side, looking to try to get a goal back. This is a good run. Whipped across in, all the way across the goal it went, but it's gone wide. It was Pereira there, I think it was. Andreas Pereira, the Brazilian, cut in from that far side, did really, really well. And then tried to curl it in that far post, but he didn't quite get enough bend on it. Mark C says there, myself and Mick are both DGS boys. Brilliant. Good stuff. And Steve says, who's the most famous person in England that is an Arsenal fan? That's an interesting question, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's not many more famous people than Mick Jagger, to be fair, is there? You know, I mean, he's like, I don't know, one of the most famous people in the world. So probably him, I would say. I mean, Roger Daltrey's another one. That's an interesting question, actually. The most famous person in England that's an Arsenal fan. Don't know. We'll have to have a little think about that. But Mick Jagger will be up there, won't he? Certainly, without a shadow of a doubt. But and he's a genuine Arsenal fan, Mick Jagger, as well. There's a few sort of so-called celebrity people who have latched onto Arsenal, haven't they? Pretending to be Arsenal fans when they're not really, just because it's cool, isn't it? Mark, see Johnny Rotten, yeah, Johnny Rotten. I mean, is he more famous than Mick Jagger? Though I would say probably not. Regenda says the Queen was. I don't think she really was an Arsenal fan. Let's be totally honest. I don't think the royal family are football fans at all, are they? They pretend they are, but they're not, are they? Phil says it's you, Rich. Well, I don't know if I'm quite famous enough yet to be, but maybe one day. I still think Mick Jagger's maybe slightly more famous than me, isn't he? Anyway, Fulham, they have a chance there. A good defensive punch from actually Aaron Ramsdale under pressure from Mitrovic. Fulham looking to get a goal back as we come down towards the last 10 minutes of this first half. Arsenal totally in control, though, coming forward again. Nice passing play here. Granit Xhaka, he's got Zinchenko ahead of him. Zinchenko now bringing the ball forward. He's got Martinelli just outside him. Martinelli now looking to try to keep the ball in. He's done well. Martinelli plays it back to Granit Xhaka. Arsenal just toying with Fulham at the moment. Absolutely toying with them. Thomas Partey plays at the ball across to William Saliba. Now it's with Ben White. Plays it over on that far side. Martin Odegaard exchanges passes with Bukayo Saka. Plays the ball through. Headed away, though, by Tossad. And suddenly Fulham now have got an opportunity for a counter-attack. But again, Arsenal forcing them back. And it's given away poorly there, actually, by Tossad straight to Thomas Partey. Martin Odegaard threads the ball through. Granit Xhaka lets it run. It's his lovely Granit Xhaka again. Oh, poor touch from Granit Xhaka. That was a goal like, do you remember the Jack Wilshere goal against Norwich a few years ago, or the Thomas Rosicky goal? That was almost like Wenger ball there. Martin Odegaard played it in. Granit Xhaka let it run. Trossard played it back to Xhaka. Oh, better first touch, and he's in there. What a great goal that would have been. But just a first touch, so he just went too far away. Maybe he should have hit it first time. Terry says, Xhaka indeed. Nathan says, starting to play some nice football now, some nice moves indeed. We're certainly in the swing of it now, aren't we? And we're looking really, really comfortable. Mark C says he thinks too much instead of just hit it. Yeah, he should just hit it, yeah. Regina said, but it was Xhaka. Well, Xhaka scored a few goals this season. I'm surprised he didn't just hit that, actually, because it was a great opportunity. Anyway, Fulham with a ball into the box. Just be typical, wouldn't it, if we just missed that chance, if Fulham were to get a goal back from virtually nothing. But Trossard, who's been brilliant, actually, in these opening 36 minutes. 2 assists for him, doing some great defensive work again. And Arsenal coming forward. Again, Martin Odegaard tries to thread the ball through to Martinelli, but he's overhit that. And it's going to run through to Bernd Leno, who's made a couple of good saves in his first half, actually, you have to say. He has done, but anyway. It is 2-0 to Arsenal. Total control of this game. But Fulham are coming forward down that far side, looking to try to pull a goal back. Mitrovic now on the edge of the box. Granit Xhaka pinches the ball off him and now finds Leandro Trossard. This is again a good play from Arsenal. Just knocking the ball around, comfortable, very, very comfortable. It's easy to be relaxed when you're 2-0 up. And that's what Arsenal are doing at this moment in time. The only danger is we mustn't get complacent in this game, thinking how easy it is. That's when you can switch off for a second and suddenly the other team get a goal back. We've done it before. Going to update your score at a moment there where I got really concerned. No. Oh, shit, I haven't updated my score. Good point, actually. I forgot to do that. Thank you for reminding me. It is 2-0. I've left it on 1-0. Anyway, might have a third goal here. It's going to fall to Trossard. He deserves a goal. Trossard. Oh, he's put it wide. Oh, dear. I just updated the score and I nearly had to update it again. Anyway, Arsenal, it was another good move. Martin Odegaard linked up with Bukayo Saka, pulled it back. It fell there to Trossard. He lined it up. I just tried to find that corner, but fired it wide. Redenda said Trossard missed. He did very close. He deserves a goal, Trossard, for his first half performance. And Terry says, Trossard, we could have been 5 up here. We could have been, yeah. That was a miss there, says Rajendra. Thanks, yeah, no problem. Why didn't anyone else tell me? Come on, you lot have been watching. Why didn't you tell me I hadn't updated the score? I was getting too excited about the game. Anyway, Fulham are now coming forward over on that far side. It could all change, couldn't it, before half-time if Fulham do pull a goal back. And we are heading down towards the last, 7 minutes of this first half. And, of course, we did have a goal disallowed for offside as well. So we've actually had the ball in the net 3 times. And we've had 1 or 2 other chances as well. So, yeah, you're right, Terry. We could be 5-0 up. But we're 2-0. We'll be reasonably happy with that for the time being, won't we? And let's see what the rest of this game brings. And that's a long ball up that near side's gone out of play for Fulham, which is that there's a result from the WSL. Chelsea did beat Man United 1-0. They've gone to the top of the table. That goal from Sam Kerr in the first half is what has decided that game. So Chelsea are top with 38 points, Man U on 35. Arsenal, though, with 2 games in hand with 29. We could win those 2 games. We'll be level with Manchester United, and we would be 3 points behind Chelsea. So it's still all to play for the WSL. The women, of course, are playing later on this evening, and that is going to be a big game at 7:15. So I'll be live at 6:30 for that one for you, which will be good. Phil says, I'm at work, so mainly listening. Oh, okay, I'll let you off, mate. But yeah, plenty of people are watching, so someone should have told me. But anyway, we've sorted it now. We've sorted it. It's fine. Terry says, put 3 now. Saves you doing it in a minute. Yeah, well, probably, yeah. I might just put 5 now and be done with it. And I won't have to bother changing it again, will I? Anyway, Fulham now on this near side in possession now, looking to try and pull a goal back, which would be slightly against the run of play for these first 40 minutes. But anyway, Mitrovic now holding the ball up on the edge of the box. That's what he is good at. Lays it off to Tosin, plays it forward to Harrison Reed. It's on this near side to Tete. This is another good spell from Fulham of possession, but they're not really looking like they're going to do any danger to us at this moment in time. Tim Ream over on that far side. The ball played forward again to Mitrovic on the edge of the box. He's very good at holding the ball up, isn't he? And he's done it well again, Mitrovic, but not really posing too much of a goal for Fulham, have they, in his first time? In fact, I'm not even sure if they've had a shot on target. I don't think they have. Anyway, Tosan now coming forward. He's a big lad, isn't he? Plays the ball back to Tete, and now it's with Harrison Reed. Fulham just enjoying this little spell of possession as we head down towards the last 4.5 minutes of normal time at the end of the first half. Fulham nil, Arsenal 2. Very, very comfortable this has been for Arsenal, you have to say. Very rightly said, be a few more. Anyway, Tosan now in possession again, plays it square to Tim Ream. Arsenal now pressing high up the pitch, forcing Fulham into a mistake. And William Saliba picks the ball up again, finds Gabriel. And Gabriel just goes back to Aaron Ramsdale. Wasn't a great pass to Ramsdale, actually. Oh, it's a poor mistake from Aaron Ramsdale. Giving the ball straight to Cordova-Reid. Puts a cross in, but it's gone across the face of the goal there. We were saying before the game, one of the reasons why we got rid of Leno was because Ramsdale's better with his feet. Well, he wasn't there. Terrible play there for Aaron Ramsdale. Gave the ball straight to Pereira, it was. And that cross couldn't find the far post, but that's the last thing that we need to do is concede a goal before half time, and that was a poor mistake. We've been sloppy on 1 or 2 occasions in this game in this first half. Is that complacency? I'm not really sure. Mark C says, bloody hell, Ramsdale having a Bruce Grobbelaar moment. Yeah, he's had a few Bruce Grobbelaar moments, hasn't he? But luckily we got away with that one. But yeah, the last thing we want to do is give Fulham any kind of hope that they can come back into this game. Or if they're going to get a goal, at least make them earn the goal and work for it, not just gift it to them as we did there. Oh, we did that chance. Anyway, Thomas Partey now in the centre circle for Arsenal, looking just to slow the pace down again following that spell of possession from Fulham. Steve says there a few funny comments from Mark. Well, Mark always puts some funny comments in. That's why we enjoy Mark being with us. Fulham now in possession again in defence. Ream plays it back to Bernd Leno, all in blue. The Fulham goalkeeper goes long. Good header though from Gabriel, the first Arsenal goal scorer today. And then there's a foul there on Martinelli by Harrison Reed, I think it was, the midfield player for Fulham. And it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal midway inside the Fulham half into the last 2.5 minutes of normal time at the end of the first half. It's been a very, very good first half from Arsenal, completely in control. We've been in control in possession. We've been in control of the scoreline as well. It is 2-0. Gabriel and Martinelli with the goals, 2 headers from a close range. And Arsenal have had 14 touches in Fulham's box and Fulham have had none in ours. And that pretty much sums up this first half. We've got a free kick now midway inside this Fulham half, just slightly over to the left-hand side. Martin Odegaard is over this ball. Are we going to play it short or get the ball in towards the edge of the penalty area? Let's see what this brings. Martin Odegaard is with that free kick, but it wasn't a bad ball actually. Headed away by Tosan, but it's going to fall to Gabriel Martinelli. The second Arsenal goal scorer finds Odegaard again. Now it's with Zinchenko, very central, plays out to that far side. Ben White looks for Bukayo Saka, cuts in onto that left foot. Bukayo Saka's got Ben White outside him. He finds Ben White. That was a good run from the right back. Finds Trossard now over on that far side. Can he get a cross in? He finds Bukayo Saka inside the box. A little bit of space. Plays it back to Ben White. This is good from Arsenal. We're going to get a third goal before the break. It's at the far post. Martinelli. He's pushed it across the 6-yard box. Looking for the run of Granit Xhaka, but Fulham do scrape that one away. And Mark C says there, oh God, nearly a third it was. And now Fulham on a counter-attack. Decordova-Reid. He's gone past a couple of challenges there, but did a little bit too much. And in the end, Granit Xhaka tidies that up, plays it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Putting a little bit of pressure there, actually. Again, Ramsdale, and he's forced to kick it long out over on that far side. Ramsdale is looking very sloppy, but Martinelli there almost with Arsenal's third goal of the day. Terry says, what the hell is Ramsdale doing? Well, he's just being Ramsdale, isn't he? That's what he does. He's has a few mad moments like this quite regular, doesn't he? Anyway, Fulham in possession now. Tim Ream, we're into the last 30 seconds of normal time. You'd imagine it's going to be, what, 3 minutes of stoppage time. Not been many stoppages. There was that VAR check. And that is a free kick to Fulham. And Martinelli holding his head in his hands there. That was his chance there. It was Trossard again. Dinked the ball through to Saka. Got it out to Ben White. And then Ben White's cross to the far post. Martinelli had lots of space. In fact, it was a great save from Leno, actually, with his left hand going the other way. He was, Bernd Leno. And he's made 4 good saves in this first half, Bernd Leno. It could be a lot. It would be a lot worse for Fulham if it wasn't for Leno. He has been absolutely brilliant today. And that's another good save from Fulham, from the Fulham goalkeeper. There is going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time, actually. I thought it may have been 3, but anyway, there is 2. And Fulham have a free kick midway inside Arsenal's half, just over on that far side at Fulham's left. We just need to see this out now till half-time. And if we do, then I'm sure we are going to go and win this game. This free kick now by Pereira towards the edge of 6-yard box. Mitrovic is in there. Good defensive header away from Thomas Partey. And Trossard steps in. And Trossard twisting and turning, actually, Trossard. And then he goes long, plays it long into the Fulham half. We've played nearly a minute of the 2 of stoppage time. Nathan says there, Trossard has had a cracking first half, getting back and tidying up and so calm under pressure. Yeah, and he's created the 2 goals as well. He's definitely been the standout player in his first half for Arsenal. There's been several, but he's been the main standout one. Mark C says there, a couple of scares, but can't complain about this goal. Absolutely not. No, a couple of scares. You're absolutely right. More of our own making. It hasn't been scares that Fulham have done anything brilliant themselves, have they? We've made some really sloppy play sometimes at the back. Oh, and that's a bit sloppy from Fulham. There's a little bit of space here for Bukayo Saka. Finds Martinelli on this near side. Martinelli finds Trossard again. Trossard with another cross towards the edge of the box. Finds Martin Odegaard. This is a nice touch. Martin Odegaard's in. Martin Odegaard scored. It's 3-0. That seals it. Trossard with 3 assists. Wow. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Mark C says, bosh. Indeed it was. Terry says, yes, Odegaard. And it's another... It's another goal, and I'll update it this time. It is Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. Martin Odegaard with the 3rd goal. Rajendra says 3-0. What a goal. Again, it's a mistake from Fulham. Arsenal won the ball in midfield. It was Thomas Partey, find Bukayo Saka. He played it out to this near side. Martinelli found Trossard. It's Trossard's cross. Finds Martin Odegaard. Nice touch. And then found room for the shot. Banged it in the bottom corner. Phil says a hat-trick of assists, amazing. Yeah, what a first half from Leandro Trossard. And to be fair, Fulham's defending has been absolutely shambolic at times, and we have definitely made them pay. We've punished them. We've been so clinical in front of goal, and that's 3-0. That is half-time, and well, what more can you say? That wasn't bad, was it? Steve's gone for 6-0. Well, I mean, it could be 6-0, but quite often what you find is when a game's 3-0 at half-time, it's a lot more of a different second half. We don't need to push on. We'll probably just see out the game. I wouldn't be surprised if it finished 3-0, actually. But it doesn't matter as long as we win the game. And we just be sensible in the second half and do what we need to do. But what a first half that was. We've got a comment there. Sort of looks like Jota, doesn't it? But I'm sure Trossard knows with Jesus back, he's putting out a message to Arteta. I don't think Trossard's the one in risk of getting left out, though, is he? I don't think personally. Terry says Trossard has been a godsend indeed. Rajendra said, my prediction of 3-0 is achieved. Yeah, but it's only half time, Rajendra, so it needs to be 3-0 at full time for you to get it right. But it could be. I said quite often when it's 3-0 at half time, the second half tends to be a totally different game. And, you know, Fulham might go for damage limitations, get a lot more players behind. Well, they need to defend better, quite honestly. And will we be quite so focused on getting forward and scoring goals? Probably not. So, but I won't be surprised if it maybe finished 4-0. Mark says, 1 or 2 moments when we've gifted Fulham possession in dangerous areas, but our attacking play has been top class. Yeah, as that's been the difference today. You know, I think it helped getting those 2 quick goals because it settles you down, doesn't it? And then you can play that football and you can relax more. But yeah, that was a very, very good first half. Extremely good play from Arsenal. And yeah, looking very, very good as things stand at the moment, isn't it? So we will take that all day long. And if it finishes like this, then we are back 5 points clear and one less game to play for us and one less game to play for Man City to catch us as well. So, yeah, let's see what it's going to be. Steve says there, how many behind City? 3 or 4 goals. I think our goal difference we're still behind, aren't we? Redemptor says there, I have also said it was a bit conservative. Well, it may well be. Not Jota, but I can see why you think that. So do you think Martinelli might be at risk when Jesus returns? I mean, I don't know. Personally, and I know this might seem weird and controversial, but I actually wouldn't change it at all. At this moment in time, since we've had this front three of Saka, Martinelli and Trossard, we've looked really, really, really good. I wouldn't change it. I'd keep Jesus as an option from the bench to come on at this moment in time. That's what I would do. So I don't think any of them I wouldn't leave any of them out. I certainly wouldn't leave Trossard out. He's just been amazing. Phil says there, good half. Think we'll just game manage next half, although I'd love a fresh. Yeah, I think we'll game manage as well. Honestly, I do. Rajendra says we might go and score 7 to match Liverpool's score. No, I don't think we will. I mean, we might, but I personally don't think we will. I just think that what Arteta will do at half time is he'll say, look, we need to cut out those little sloppy mistakes at the back. Don't give Fulham any opportunities. And then, you know, we'll just keep the ball, manage the game. And if we get an opportunity to get another goal, we may well do that. But I can't see us. I think the only way that would happen is if we maybe get a 4th goal early in the second half and Fulham completely lose the plot and their heads completely go, which it could do. But I don't know. I'm not expecting that sort of second half, if I'm honest. I think Fulham will go for damage limitations. They'll maybe change their system slightly. They'll have to defend a lot better. And then we'll see what happens there. Steve says, why fix something that's not broken? Exactly. I agree. Why fix something that's not broken? You know, Jesus was brilliant, got injured, and suddenly this new front three's working. And I personally wouldn't change it myself. Mark says, what a bargain by Trossard has been. Too great. He's a brilliant player, isn't he? His work rate, everything about him, he's just fantastic. And he's been the star of that first half, hasn't he? Rajendra says there, Fulham have not had a chance. If not from our silly mistakes. No, you're right. We've created our own problems in that first half defensively with some sloppiness, especially from Aaron Ramsdale. Mark C says, I do love the little feints Erdegaard uses before shooting. Yeah, when they come off, they look good. And sometimes they don't come off and then you're thinking, just shoot. But today it was brilliant, wasn't it? His little feint inside and a great finish. And he must be in double figures now as well, is he? I think that's his 10th goal in the Premier League, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, brilliant first half. What more could you want, really? I mean, you know, unbelievable. So yeah, we've certainly enjoyed that, haven't we? I am going to go and have a cup of tea, I think, because I think I deserve one after that. So definitely stay with us because we'll be back very, very soon. I'll have me a cup of tea and we'll be back for the second half. But it is at half time. It is Arsenal 3, Fulham 0. Goals from Gabriel, Martinelli and Erdegaard in that first half, and Trossard with the assist on all 3. Brilliant play from little Belgium. What a fantastic little player he is. And yeah, that is a nice, comfortable first half performance from Arsenal. And I'll be back after my cup of tea to enjoy the second half of it. So stay with us. We'll see you soon. Arsenal 3-0 up. Way 5 points clear. Hello, how you doing? Welcome back. We get ready for the second half here at Craven Cottage. It's been really, really good. Phil says there, get your lucky Yorkie down and a nice brew. I got me a nice brew. I had my Yorkie before the game, actually. I don't need a Yorkie. I just needed a cup of tea, which is very nice, actually. Very, very nice indeed. So, yeah, no, I made lucky Yorkie before. That's why we're 3-0 up, I think, because I did it before the game, you see. So it brought us luck in the first half this week. Instead of later on when I have it at half time. But yeah, it was a good first half, that, wasn't it? Really, really good. And hopefully we can build on it and go again in the second half and see this game through, because that 5-point lead is now looking very, 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 very likely, isn't it, at the end of the day? And that is what it is all about so far. Anyway. Let's see how it goes. Don't forget, of course, later on, we've got the Arsenal women's game for you. From 6:30, I'll be live. And we are going to see Arsenal women play Reading, an opportunity to get back into that title race. You know, Chelsea beat Man United, so we've got the chance to close the gap on Man United. Certainly looking to try and get into the top three, of course, potentially still win the league after that brilliant cup final success last week, of course, that we enjoyed. So, yeah, that's coming up later on. So, you know, loads of great stuff on the channel still to come for you this weekend. Hoping to see 2 big Arsenal victories. And we're certainly getting one so far today. Regina says, what's your prediction? I don't think the second half, we're not going to score as many goals. I think we'll get one more. I'm going to go 4-0. I think we'll get one more. Actually, no, I'll go 4-1. I think we'll do something stupid at the back, concede a daft goal, but we'll get one ourselves. I think it'll be 4-1. That'll be my prediction now. And we'll see what happens. But we'll take the 3 points and move on to next week. Another important game, of course. They're all important games, aren't they, at this moment in time? Coming thick and fast. We need to make sure that we keep winning. We've got Sporting Lisbon, of course, on Thursday. We have to get through that game to get through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League as well. So lots to look forward to coming up. With Arsenal coming up on the channel as well. And let's hope you'll enjoy it with us as well. The teams are back out for the second half. Well, Fulham certainly are. And Marco Silva's back out, not looking very happy. You'll be very disappointed with that first half performance, won't he? Regina says, I would like another 3 goals. Yeah, I mean, we'd like another 3 goals. I'm not sure if that's the way it's going to go. Terry says, just watch Trossard cross for Martinelli go absolute pinpoint. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Trossard's just been incredible, hasn't he? Absolutely incredible. So we'll see. Regina says, by Arsenal. Well, yeah, we don't want to see three goals by Fulham, do we, in the second half? Well, that'll bring back memories of that game at Newcastle, wouldn't it, when we were 4-0 up and drew 4-4. So, no, we definitely don't want to see 3 goals from Fulham in the second half, do we? Definitely not. And it certainly doesn't look like it, does it? The way we've dominated that game, the way we've just powered our way through their defence and got those goals. And we are now in, I wouldn't say easy street, but it's going to be, for us to not win this game now, it would be an amazing turnaround by Fulham, wouldn't it? We have just kicked off. Fulham attacking the goal to our left in this second half in white shirts, black shorts and white socks. Arsenal all in black this afternoon. But we're certainly not mourning our title challenge, are we, with that first half performance? Fulham, though, straight away in possession at the start of the second half, looking to try to find a way back into this game, because they've got a lot of work to do, haven't they, Fulham, if they're going to find something. They need an early goal. They're coming forward now. They're on that far side straight away. Pulled back in. Shot comes in just wide. Fulham claiming it was Pereira, actually. It's a corner to Fulham. I don't know what they're claiming there. They seem to be claiming a penalty, Fulham. The referee, by the way, is David Coote. One of the newer kind of referees. I don't quite know what Fulham are claiming here. They're claiming a handball. Who's handballed it there, Fulham, honestly? Oh, I see. Look at it come off the back of William Saliba's hand. I don't think it did. And even if it did, his arms by his side. But it is a corner to Fulham anyway. And I think it's their first corner. And the referee is just calling over to Fulham captain Tim Ream about the players getting in his face there, particularly Andreas Pereira, who was quite vocal there. Mark C, so I keep forgetting Lewis Barr-Malter is among the coaching staff at Fulham. Yeah, of course, he played for Fulham, didn't he? And, of course, Arsenal, as we know. Yeah, he's on the coach. Oh, he just walked out there, didn't he, with Marco Silva. Corner to Fulham, their first corner comes in. it was a good punch clear actually by Aaron Ramsdale, who's gone down. A Fulham player's gone down in the box, and the referee puts a stop to that Arsenal counter attack, which Martinelli was leading over on that far side. It's William Saliba's gone down, holding his head, and a Fulham player as well, claiming he was fouled. Obviously, VAR are going to look at that, but I don't think there's too many problems there. Rajendra says that Saliba head injury. Yeah, Saliba looked like it may have been his own goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale, that caught him, actually. We'll have a look at the replay in a moment. That's what it certainly looked like from what I could see. Nathan says, does anyone remember Hangeland for Fulham? That's a blast. I remember the name, actually. Yeah, he was a defender, wasn't he? I seem to remember, actually, you mentioned him. I think he scored a goal against Arsenal when he played for Fulham. And I think it was, they won 1-0 at Craven Cottage and he scored the goal. He was a big, tall, blonde-haired defender, wasn't he, from what I remember? And he scored a header against us when they beat us. That was, when would that have been? 2010, maybe? Early in the season it was. And they beat us 1-0 with that goal. Anyway, William Saliba's getting back to his feet again, which is good news from his head injury, and he looks like he's going to be fine to continue. So no damage done there, particularly. But I think it was Ramsdale that maybe caused that injury to Saliba, actually, coming to punch that corner. In fact, it was. He just landed very awkwardly, didn't he? That's what it was. And then a Fulham player went down as well, actually, which was Lukic. There you go. Nathan says he did, yeah. He was linked with Arsenal. Yeah, no, I think he was, yeah. And then obviously scored a winning goal against Arsenal, probably added to that speculation. But yeah, I do remember him for that particular goal. Although, yes, he was a decent player for Fulham, wasn't he? A decent centre-back at the time. Was he like Danish or something, wasn't he? I think he was Danish or Swedish or something, wasn't he? Anyway, it was a drop ball, which Arsenal, an uncontested drop ball to Arsenal, because we were in possession and now we're in possession again. Thomas Partey's ball over the top, but it's not a great ball. It's going to run all the way through to Bernd Leno, gets his first touch of the second half, number 17, on his back for Fulham. He has been a great signing for Fulham, you have to say. He's had a great season. One of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League this season, I believe he's been. He's been let down today by some really poor defending in front of him, you have to say. But he still made 3 or 4 decent saves to keep the score down. And the second half started a bit like the first, very scrappy. Fulham looking to try to find a way back. Decordova-Reid in possession over on that far side. Can he get across? And he does. But it's all Aaron Ramsdale looked like could have maybe caught that under no pressure. He decided to punch it and it's gone behind and now he's gone down injured. He's had a very, very strange game today, Aaron Ramsdale. You have to say he's been all over the place at times. He came for that. He punched it when he could have maybe caught it, and it's gone behind for a corner. And now he's injured, or he's gone down injured. Came flying out there. He didn't really need to do that, did he? But anyway, decent cross from Decordova-Reid. But he had no one near him. Ramsdale, just come and click. Just come and claim it. He didn't even need to do that. And then he's hit Mitrovic there on the follow through. Anyway, it's a corner to Fulham. Their second corner at the start of the second half. They've started the second half quite well, Fulham, and maybe we've just dropped our intensity slightly, being 3-0 up. Not surprising, really. This corner comes in again towards the far post, headed out by William Saliba, I think it was. A cross comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box again, but this time it's Granit Xhaka clears it away. Can Arsenal get a counter-attack going with Bukayo Saka? We still might. A long ball played over the top. Martinelli on this near side for Arsenal. Can he create this fourth goal? Plays it towards the edge of the box to Martin Ødegaard. Shows good feet again, Martin Ødegaard, but maybe did too much. But Trossard's in. Trossard's shot. Another save from Bernd Leno. It remains Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. And Leno has made about four saves now. 4 fairly good saves, you have to say, as well. Daniel says a shot by Trossard. It was a good shot as well. Good move. Good counter-attack again from Arsenal. Trossard steps in the edge of the box. Managed to get his shot away low to Bernd Leno's right, but a decent enough save by the German. And Fulham have certainly started this second half a lot better, you have to say, than that first half. But it looks as though it's certainly a step too far for Fulham as they look to try to get away back into this game. But that's poor for Mitrovic, and the ball's run through to Aaron Ramsdale, who's had a very, very strange game. But you certainly can't say the same about Leandro Trossard, who's had a brilliant game. Arsenal only got caught out there, actually, trying to play it out from the back. and Fulham have got possession again. Arsenal have been a little bit off our game in the start of the second half, but 3-0 up, I guess we can take that, really. Steve says there, really, we shouldn't stop. Nice if we do a Liverpool 7-0. Yeah, well, we won't do a Liverpool 7-0. That's not how we play, is it? It's not what we do. And we don't need to. We don't need to win 7-0, do we? We just need to win. A clean sheet would be nice. And just get the 3 points. And that's what I want to see us do. And that looks as though that's the second half's kind of gone so far as I kind of expected. It's difficult, isn't it, when you're 3-0 up to keep that intensity that you showed in that first half, to keep that going. You know, yes, we're going to play some nice football in the second half, I'm sure. We'll probably create 1 or 2 good opportunities as well. And we may well add a goal to the tally, but the intensity is totally different, isn't it, when you're 3-0 up to when you're 0-0. Totally different intensity. And that's exactly what has happened at the start of this second half. Martin Odegaard just does a little nutmeg there in midfield now. He finds Bukayo Saka on his near side. Bukayo Saka running at Tim Ream. He's inside the penalty area, cuts onto that left foot, cuts back in and out again, but not really decided what to do. He's kept possession, but he's crowded out eventually, and now Fulham can launch the ball forward. No, they can't, because Thomas Partey's in to win it back again for Arsenal. I haven't mentioned Thomas Partey much today. That's not because he's not played well. It's because he's just gone about his job very efficiently in that midfield area, winning the ball back and keeping it moving. He's just done a very steady, simple job, Thomas Partey. Brilliant. That's what it's what you need him to do, isn't it? And he's done his job brilliantly. Rajendra says Martinelli programmed to score if given a chance. Well, no, they'll all score if they'll all try and score if a chance comes. I just think that the way this game started the second half, and it's kind of as I expected it to be, if I'm honest. Tim Ream put on a bit of pressure there from Martin Odegaard. Keeps possession, gets it back again. Tim Ream, the American, the Fulham captain, plays the ball back again to who was that he played the ball back to? I didn't see, actually, sorry. Anyway, Fulham now in possession with Tosan over on that far side, brings the ball over halfway for Fulham, goes a long way actually with the ball, finds Decordova, puts the ball into the box looking for Mitrovic. Oh, he tried to turn away there from William Saliba, who's actually done a really good job on Mitrovic today. Defended him well. He's a difficult customer, isn't he, Mitrovic, at times? But William Saliba has been really strong, and he was there. Cut out that danger. Just it looked as though Mitrovic was going to get the wrong side of him, get a shot away. Saliba was in, and the ball's gone back into the arms of Aaron Ramsdale. And Bernd Leno's out quickly there to clear that ball away. A long ball over the top, looking for the run of Trossard, but Decordova again is in possession. Fulham have actually playing well in the second half. You have to say, well played to them. It's difficult when you're 3-0 down at home. You're just coming out and trying to, not concede some more goals. And Fulham have done well in the second half so far. But so far it remains 3-0. And Fulham just one possession back again with Lukic. Plays the ball forward to Harrison Reed. And now Fulham over on that far side, coming forward with Tete. Puts a decent cross in, actually, looking for Mitrovic. Heads it down, looking for the run there of Pereira, but Arsenal do clear it away. I think that was William Saliba again with that clearance. And Fulham have certainly posed us a lot more problems in the second half than they did in the entirety of that first half. And Arsenal have now won a free kick. Pereira's just conceded on Gabriel. So we played 10 minutes in the second half. Nothing much has really happened at the Arsenal end. There was just that one shot from Trossard, wasn't there, which was comfortable save for Leno. Other than that, it's been a few Fulham corners, and a few strange moments. Aaron Ramsdale again, but nothing really happening too much in this second half. And the score remains at Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. Or nearly ball played through there to Trossard from Martinelli. But Fulham defend that a bit better. And now they've got a little bit of space over on that far side with Decordova, who's actually had a decent game, the Jamaican, for Fulham. Been one of their brighter sparks in the forward sense. Tim Ream plays that ball forward, though. Fulham trying to keep possession, but not really looking at stretching our defence too much. They haven't been able to do that in this game, have they? Tosan in possession again, strides forward. Got very long legs. He's very tall, isn't he? Very big lad, the English defender. But Fulham now in possession again in midfield. Pereira just lays it off to Tim Ream, plays out this near side. This is much better, this is, from Fulham. It's now with Solomon, who's been pretty quiet today. The dangerous Solomon, but he does well there. Now it's with Pereira, plays it back in, looking for the run of Solomon, but that ball's going to run all the way through to Aaron Ramsdale. We've played 56 and a half minutes. It is Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. And Fulham have had 5 touches in Arsenal's box in the second half. They had none in the first half. That just goes to show the difference in intensity from Arsenal, which I kind of expected, really. And I'm not surprised at all by the way the second half's gone so far. Fulham are coming forward now, looking to see if they can get a goal back. Mitrovic with a shot, it's deflected, but Aaron Ramsdale should keep that in, and he does, to prevent the corner. And you could say in the second half Fulham have been a better team, and maybe you could say that, but it's almost irrelevant when they don't really look like scoring. And unless they can get a goal back fairly soon, there's not really much for Arsenal to be worried about, as we've played 57 minutes here at Craven Cottage. Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. Ben White now plays the ball up the line for Martin Ødegaard. Plays it on to Bukayo Saka, who's made a run off him again. Martin Ødegaard, Saka keeps possession and then backheels it to Ben White outside him. Ben White on this very near touchline has managed to win a throw, as you know, because the ball stays in, but it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. And the first corner of the second half for Arsenal. And we've had decent play, haven't we, from corners in that first half. That was how the opening goal came about, wasn't it, from a corner? This time, Bukayo Saka is going to take it. Gabriel Jesus is warming up and just has a little chat there to Daniel James, of course, a former Manchester United player and a former Manchester City player. But Gabriel Jesus is warming up. We may well see him coming on, which would be great, wouldn't it? Nice way to round off this game for Arsenal, wouldn't it? Would be an appearance from Gabriel Jesus. First time he's played for us since November, before the World Cup. This corner comes in from Saka low towards the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in from Martin Ødegaard, I think it was. No, it was Martinelli, sorry. Martin Ødegaard's shot there is deflected. Can Saka keep it in? He does keep it in twice, in fact. Keeps that attack going. Martin Ødegaard now trying to get into the Fulham penalty area. It's well defended by Fulham, and they managed to clear the ball away, but not very far. Zinchenko picks it up. He's actually playing on the right-hand side. Ben White with a cross this time. Cleared away again by Fulham. And they're looking to launch a counter-attack of their own, but great defending from that man, Trossard, again. He's been brilliant, Trossard, hasn't he? In the attacking sense, in the defensive sense as well, he's just been incredible. What a performance from Leandro Trossard for Arsenal today. Bukayo Saka now. It's Trossard again, getting in behind that Fulham defence, but he's tackled this time. But he's not giving it up. He's going to chase Tim Ream down. Well, that's a poor ball from Tim Ream. Martinelli gets onto it quickly, just on the edge of the Fulham penalty area. Gabriel Martinelli turns back. Can he get a cross in? He waits for a little bit of support. He's found Ben White. Now it's with Martin Ødegaard. Lovely reverse ball through to Trossard inside the penalty area. Leandro Trossard. Can he get a cross in? He can, but it's deflected behind. In fact, it's offside anyway against Trossard. Made a clever run, actually, Leandro Trossard. He has been absolutely brilliant today. What a performance from the Belgian. What a signing he has proved to be. And on deadline day when we signed him, I remember saying he's a potential game changer, match-winning player. And that's what he's been today. 3 assists. And it is 3-0. And Arsenal are cruising back to 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table tonight. And there's 1 less game to play. Be down to 11 left. And a 5-point lead is pretty good, isn't it? Now Mitrovic, low for Fulham, plays the ball out to that far side. Oh, it's a mistake again at the back from Arsenal. That was by Zinchenko, and it almost let in Decordova-Reid, but Gabriel came across, bailed him out, and Arsenal get away with that one, but it almost a chance there. Mark C says the Belgian Brian Marwood. Yeah, he's very similar sort of player, isn't he, actually? That's a good comparison, that, actually, yeah. The Belgian Brian Marwood, there we go. That's a new name for Leandro Trossard. During Arsenal at a similar age as Brian Marwood, of course. This cross comes in there from the far side, but it's far too close to Aaron Ramsdale. Just plucks that one out of the air, rolls the ball out now to Thomas Partey, bringing the ball forward inside the centre circle for Arsenal. Plays it out to that far side to Gabriel Martinelli. Scored Arsenal's 2nd goal today. Granit Xhaka plays it forward to Trossard again. And yeah, now you've mentioned it, I can't stop thinking about the likeness between Trossard and Brian Marwood, of course, and it was his brilliant season in '89 that helped us to win the league, wasn't it? Some great goals from him, great assists as well, and the impact that he made in his first full season at Arsenal. One can Trossard do a similar job anyway. Zinchenko now in midfield plays it into Granit Xhaka, finds Trossard, turns away from 2 or 3 challenges. Trossard manages to get the ball to Ben White via a deflection. Trossard's on the move again. He's not stopped running in this game. Granit Xhaka's had a good game as well. Martin Odegaard finds Saka inside the box. Is this going to be the 4th goal? Oh, Saka couldn't quite get the ball under control. It's rolled away from him. It's going to be a goal kick to Fulham. But that was a good move again. Put under pressure there from Robertson. Good defending that time from the American, who's had a tough afternoon, the left back for Fulham, but he did better there. And it is a goal kick to Fulham. 61 minutes, nearly 62 minutes played. So we're getting up towards the midway point of this second half. Not an awful lot's happened so far, if we're totally honest, in this second half. Fulham have been much better. Arsenal's intensity has dropped slightly. But we've still had 1 or 2 bright moments. We could have added another goal, but we haven't managed to. Fulham coming forward again now, though, over on that far side with Tete, who's played a decent game, the Dutchman for Fulham. Now, can they get a crossing over on that far side? They do get a crossing towards the penalty spot. Ben White's there, though, clears it away. Only as far as Tim Ream. Fulham coming forward again on this near side with Pereira running at that Arsenal defence. Pereira cuts past 2 challengers, gets a shot in, but it's high over the crossbar into the crowd behind the goal. And a rare opportunity there for Fulham to try to pull a goal back. They wasn't able to. And it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. See Lewis Boa-Malte there, sitting next to Marco Silva on the Fulham bench. The stats then, Fulham had 5 shots, Arsenal's 10. Arsenal had 6 on target, Fulham haven't had any, which is probably just as well because Ramsdale's not had his best game, has he? Steve says there, watched the 89 season, forgot how good Merson was, a great player. Merson was brilliant. He was fantastic, wasn't he, Paul Merson? I mean, that was his real breakthrough season, wasn't it, Merson? It was his first season playing regular in the team. He'd broke through a couple of years before, made a few appearances here and there, got a few goals, but that was his first full season in the team. And he was absolutely brilliant. I think he won Young Player of the Year that season, actually, didn't he, Paul Merson? And he just went on, and for probably the next 4 or 5 seasons after that, he was just brilliant, wasn't he? Yeah, great player. Mark C says, credit to Fulham. They're actually trying to play their way back into the game. All too often, our opponents try just to kick the crap out of Saka. No, I mean, Fulham are trying to play some football, but I think that's Marco Silva's way, isn't it? It's what he does. That's what they've done all season, to be fair. That's why they're doing so well. That's why they're, 8th place in the Premier League, because this is how they've played all season. And fair play to them for that. I think they've been really, really good. So, yeah, it's been a better second half from Fulham, definitely. And I say, I had a feeling our intensity would drop. And you've only got to drop your level by 1 or 2% in a game in the Premier League, and it makes a difference to the way the game plays out. And that's what's happened here. Fulham have been the better team in the second half, although they're not yet created. And they've had a shot on target, as we just said. But Arsenal got a free kick now on this near side. It was Bukayo Saka fouled there, actually. Ben White is going to take this set piece for Arsenal. In fact, he isn't. He leaves it to William Saliba instead. Rajendra says we have slowed down compared to the first time. Yeah, I had a feeling we would. Anyway, William Saliba, free kick goes long towards the far post, headed out though by the imposing figure of Tosin and Decordova-Reid, who's been bright for Fulham over on that far side. They're right. He's had a decent game, but Fulham really have struggled to make any impact at all. We are now 20 minutes into this second half. Steve says, would it hurt to rest Saka and one more player? We are at home. Well, no, we're not at home. We're away, aren't we, in this game? I mean, I personally would make a few changes now. Get Jesus on. Give him some. We don't know how many minutes he's got in him, I suppose. That's the thing with Jesus. He might only have 10 minutes in him today. Anyway, Martinelli now coming forward over on this near side for Arsenal. Finds Martin Odegaard. We've got runners over. It's a lovely ball into the box there for Xhaka. Lets it go. Martinelli's shot. Oh, it was blocked there by Tim Ream. It's gone behind for a corner. That's what Arsenal are so good at, these counter-attacks. Really quick passing there. Martin Odegaard it was. Played the ball through. Granit Xhaka just touched it back to Martinelli. That was probably going in, actually. In fact, I think it was Tete who blocked it. It was Tete. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. Mark C says Emerson won Young Drinker of the Year all in 89. All had 90, 91, 92, 93 and 94 as well, I think. Rajendra says some changes required to get other players fit. Well, just to get people on the pitch, yeah, you're right. I see what you mean, home and dry. Yeah, I'll get what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. Anyway, that corner there doesn't come to anything. Bernd Leno has got the ball in his arms, pushes Martinelli away, and then throws the ball out to this near side to Robinson. Plays it up the line. A little bit of space for Pereira, actually. Or he tried to play the ball through to Solomon, but good defending again from Saliba, who's had a decent enough game, hasn't he, today? He looked pretty solid. He's defended well against the dangerous Mitrovic. And, it's been a good all-round performance from Arsenal. Everybody's played well. Just to say a couple of sloppy moments from Ramsdale, really, that's put us under a little bit of pressure. But overall, another really, really solid, steady performance from Arsenal away from home, and we move one game closer to winning that league title, our first league title for 19 years, which is still going to be the longest gap between league titles since since we first won our league title in 1931. We've never gone 19 years without winning one before. 18 has been the longest, but that wait could soon be about to be over. This team looks as though we are going to be able to win this league. We start to look like a team that believes we can win the league. And I think that's half the battle, isn't it? When you're in these situations, Man City know they're good enough to go on a run, win enough games to win the league. They know that because they've done it. We haven't done it. So we need to keep that belief up. And that's what we look like. We are a team that do believe. Anyways, there's a chance now for Cordova-Reid. Ramsdale with a save. It falls to Solomon inside the box. Pulls it back. The shot comes in. It's deflected behind for a corner to Fulham. It was Cordova-Reid who's looked the most likely for Fulham, you have to say. It was a little bit of a mistake at the back again by Gabriel. Couldn't cut that ball out. Cordova-Reid shot low. Ramsdale got down to his right-hand side. And then the follow-up shot there from Tim Ream hits from Andreas Pereira, hit the defender. And it's going to be another corner to Fulham. Terry says, stave Ramsdale indeed. Header comes in. Oh, it's hit the bar. Oh, it was a header there from, was it Tosin? Maybe from that corner with the header. It's hit the crossbar. And Fulham certainly have had a couple of opportunities now to get the goal back. Rajendra says off the post. Was it the post or the crossbar? I'm not quite sure. And Terry says living dangerously at the moment. Well, I wouldn't say we're living dangerously because we're 3-0 up. But yeah, Fulham have had one or two opportunities. Saka now on his near side finds Ben White just inside the penalty area. He's held up. Plays the ball back to Saka again. Plays it in to Trossard. Now to Ødegaard. Ødegaard gives the ball back to Trossard. Tries to thread it through to Martinelli. Trossard wins it back again. Oh, lovely play from Trossard. Finds Ben White. Dinks across out towards the far post. It looked like it was going to run all the way through to Granit Xhaka over on that far side, actually. And Arsenal just trying to get possession of the ball just to relieve that pressure that Fulham had been put us under. A couple of big chances there. A save from Ramsdale, and then from the resulting corner, it was a header came back off the crossbar, and Fulham almost got a goal back. So I put that comment up already. Steve says playing with form not good. Yeah, I mean we've dropped our levels, but it's not surprising, is it? I would be making some substitutions actually, just to freshen it up a little bit, give some players a bit of a rest, and make sure that we see this game out. Anyway, Solomon now on his near side has done well. He's not really had much impact on this game, but he's done really well there. Fulham now still in possession, but they've lost the ball, and now Saka can bring it forward for Arsenal. Fulham just lacked a little bit of quality, haven't they, when it's mattered, to really put us under too much pressure there. Tosin just won the ball there on Saka. In fact, he's won a free kick as well. Very, very strong challenge that was from the big English defender. They're just showing that header off the crossbar again. It was Tosin with it, actually. Ramsdale was beaten. Tosin came in behind Mitrovic. In fact, it was Mitrovic, I think, that got the header on. It's hit the crossbar there. Well, that was so close with 20 minutes to go. And Arsenal now making a couple of substitutions. It's going to be Kieran Tierney and Reece Nelson coming on for Arsenal. Kieran Tierney back fit again. He missed a midweek game in Lisbon with an illness. Saka's going off. Maybe not Saka's most influential game, but Reece Nelson's coming on. We know what impact he can make. And Kieran Tierney's coming on as well. And it's going to be Zinchenko going off. So it's just a straight swap. Well, two straight swaps really there. Reece Nelson's going to play down that right-hand side, and Kieran Tierney's going to come in at left back for Alexander Zinchenko. And it's another really, really good performance from from Bukayo Saka, but maybe not the impact on the game that he's maybe had in recent games. Mark C says there, good sub move. That I agree. Redendra says finally a few changes. Steve says good being quiet. Saka rest him. Yeah, rest him indeed. Yeah, get him off, get him a little bit of rest with the game. You feel pretty much won. There's an offside over on that far side against Fulham. They're called over Reed, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Kieran Tierney's first involvement is going to be to take this free kick just about midway inside the Arsenal half, just over on that far side. In fact, Kieran Tierney leaves it to Gabriel. Gabriel goes long, looking for Martin Odegaard. It's run through to Robinson, heads it back to goalkeeper Bernd Leno. 72 minutes on the clock. It is Arsenal 0, Fulham 3, as it was at half-time. Fairly comfortable from Arsenal. Fulham have had a couple of moments. They just hit the bar there with a header from a corner. But other than that, Arsenal have looked pretty much in control since the first goal went in, if we're totally honest. Even before that, we were a much better team. And there is now a free kick to Arsenal. Harrison Reed gave that free kick away on Martinelli. And it's going to be a free kick on the near side for Arsenal, which Ben White is going to take. In fact, he isn't. He's going to leave it to William Saliba. Plays it long towards that far side, but it's an easy header away, but not very good header away. Reece Nelson's first touch finds Granit Xhaka. Now it's with Martin Odegaard. It's on for Reece Nelson inside the penalty area. Reece Nelson, of course, will be buzzing after that winning goal last week. Of course, his third goal of the season. He's had a great impact, hasn't he, from the bench. Pereira now bringing the ball forward, though, for Fulham. Martin Odegaard getting back at him. Surely that's a free kick. It is a free kick. And it's a yellow card for Martin Odegaard. That's the first yellow card of the game, actually. We played nearly 74 minutes. Martin Odegaard's just picked up a yellow card. A little bit over keen there to win the ball back. That's his fourth yellow card of the season for the Arsenal captain. It's a very central free kick, this, for Fulham, midway inside the Arsenal half. It is Andreas Pereira who is over this ball. Fulham look to try to find a goal back, which you wouldn't imagine is going to be any more than a consolation at this point in the game, but you never know. Could it be the start of an unexpected comeback? But it is Reed and Pereira over this free kick for Fulham. It looks too far out for a shot because it must be 45 yards out from goal. In fact, it's just dinked over towards that far side. Decent ball. Tosan heads it across. Good punch out there from Aaron Ramsdale. Rebound comes in, hit over the top from Tete, and Arsenal survived that. It was a good, clever free kick that from Fulham, actually. The run there of Tosan over on that far side. Lovely ball. His header meant to be across the goal looking for Decordova-Reid, but Ramsdale was there to punch it clear. And now Fulham are making a change as well. And it is going to be, in fact, they're making a double change, Fulham are, it's going to be Harry Wilson's coming on for Fulham, as well as Daniel James as well is coming on, and Harry Wilson, and I didn't quite see who's gone off there, actually. It was Solomon and Pereira. Yeah, Solomon had no impact on this game at all. With 15 minutes to go, he's been hauled off. And Gabriel Jesus is coming on for Arsenal, guys. Gabriel Jesus is coming on. So I thought he might have got 10 minutes. He's going to get 15. We'll see who he's going to replace. Will it be Martinelli or will it be Trossard? Trossard's had a great game, but he's just back from an injury. Maybe take Trossard off in this game, just to give him a bit of a rest as well. What a great game he's had. Rajendra says there, Fulham are getting nearer and Jesus is coming on. Indeed, Mark C says, losing to City, we're on form to get 15 points out of 15. Indeed, assuming we win today. Yeah, we are, which has been a great turnaround. And we've got Jesus coming back, which is great news indeed. And it is Trossard going off. Trossard, what a performance today from Leandro Trossard. 3 assists in that first half. Outstanding from the little Belgium. And Martinelli's going off as well for Fabio Vieira. So we've made a change in our front three completely. Trossard's just limping a little bit now. He's just back from an injury and he's had a great game. But the good news is that Gabriel Jesus is coming back on for Arsenal. His first appearance of 2023, his first appearance since the World Cup. And what a reception he's getting from the Arsenal fans. Gabriel Jesus is back. Wouldn't it be great if he got himself a goal as well to mark his return? He hasn't scored since October, of course, the goal against Tottenham at the Emirates. Steve says, man of the match for Trossard indeed. Regenda says, Martinelli also has gone off, yeah. Terry says, we need a clean sheet, leaking too many goals lately. You're right, indeed, we could do with one. And we're only, 30 minutes away from getting one. And Mark C says, about time D closed out a game to give us a clean sheet. Indeed, it is, yeah. And let's hope that we can. We're coming forward now, though, with Martin Ødegaard finds Ben White. Great to see Jesus finally back after all this time. And let's see what impact he can make in this game. He's still got, 13 minutes to make an impact. Maybe get a goal. Wouldn't that be great for his confidence as well? And it would give Mikel Arteta a selection dilemma, wouldn't it, ahead of the future games? Because, as I said before, that front three that we've had has been brilliant, hasn't it, in the last few games? I wouldn't change it. But Jesus has got quality. And it's a tough call to leave him on the bench, isn't it? Anyway, he's got his first touch now, Gabriel Jesus. Lovely play from him. Finds Ben White on this near side. He plays up the line to Fabio Vieira, the other substitute who just came on as well. Now it's with Martin Ødegaard. Plays it into Gabriel Jesus. Bit of a shame for Vieira, actually. He comes on. Everyone's worried about Jesus coming on. No one really cares that Vieira's come on, but he has. And he's had a little bit of a good spell in recent games, hasn't he, Fabio Vieira? He's playing a lot better at this moment in time. Arsenal just slowing the play down. We're into the last 12 minutes here at Craven Cottage. Arsenal just easing to victory. Ben White now tries to play the ball up this near side, but it's gone out for a throw. Mick Jagger there again in a crowd with his son, laughing, very, very relaxed. And why not? Enjoying his day out in next to the River Thames, watching Arsenal ease to another 3 points and hopefully another step closer to that Premier League title, which would be something really, really special, wouldn't it? Let's be honest, it really would. Rajendra says Jesus a second coming. Well, it may well be. Steve says that's a good problem to have, full list. No, you're right, it's a good problem to have. So we'll see what happens anyway. Jesus just won the ball back for Arsenal, running at that Fulham defence. Lovely ball in to Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson maybe tried a little bit too much there. He should have just put a cross in. Instead, he got tackled. But Arsenal still in possession now. Martin Ødegaard looking to try to get the ball out wide. In fact, he's fouled by Lukic. And it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal as we move down towards the final 10 minutes here at Craven Cottage. Rajendra says there, Reece should have shot. Yeah, he maybe should have shot, yeah. Mark C says Nelson just put it across the goal. Exactly, yeah. Ben White's going off as well now, and Tomiyasu will be coming on for Arsenal to play at right back. That change, that was quite a lot, doesn't it? As well, Terry says there, Tommy on White off indeed. So Tomiyasu is coming on. He's not had been able to make enough appearances this season, has he? The Japanese right back. I'm sure he would have been hoping to have made a bit more of an impact this season. He's not been able to. But he's also got a free kick here about 20 yards outside the Fulham penalty area, just like over on that far side, Arsenal's left. Martin Ødegaard is over this. Is it going to be the Arsenal captain to put this ball in? We're into the last 10 minutes now. Arsenal going to get a fourth goal. In fact, the shot comes in, a free kick, it's deflected wide. In fact, it's off Thomas Partey, and it's going to be a goal kick to Fulham. Was it Jesus who hit that free kick? Very, very strange. Anyway, it is a goal kick to Fulham, which Bernd Leno is going to take. Probably not the game he was hoping for today, although he's made some good saves, Bernd Leno. Anyway, Fulham are coming forward. Tosan striding forward, and they won a free kick inside the centre circle. A foul there on Mitrovic. And Fulham will have a free kick. And Mitrovic is still down. And it was Gabriel there who fouled him. quite clearly. And Mitrovic is still down, holding the back of his left leg. And he's going to be okay. I don't think the trainer's going to be needed. He's a big lad, isn't he? Mitrovic, I'm sure he'll be fine. But it is a free kick to Fulham. We're into the last 8.5 minutes now of this game at Craven Cottage. Arsenal are cruising to another 3 points and another game less to play. 5-point lead, which is a great position to be in, isn't it? Amazing, really. Anyway, Fulham trying to come forward down this near side. Daniel James, it was, gave the ball away. Terry says there, another goal or two would be nice as we're still 5 behind. Yeah, but we're 5 points in front, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? We don't worry too much. But we won't need to worry about goal difference if we keep winning games. We can win them all 1-0. Man City can have plus 100 goal difference. It won't matter, will it? Because we'll have more points than them. So I'm not worried about goal difference particularly. The most important is just to win the games. And if we win all our games, we're there. We can even afford to lose one. Not that we want to lose one, but we can afford to lose one and still win all the rest and we'll win the league. So it's all good at this moment in time. Fulham with a throw over on that far side. In fact, they've got another throw now. Reece Nelson doing his defensive duties there. Fulham coming forward again. And again, it was good play, good defensive play from Reece Nelson. But it's another throw to Fulham in line with the Arsenal penalty over on that far side. Fulham just looking to find what would be a consolation goal, maybe reward for their better second half performance. Although I say a lot of that's been down to Arsenal's intensity dropping, and Mitrovic has come from an offside position to get that ball there. Is going to be a free kick to Arsenal. We're into the last 7 minutes. Just looking at our next 6 Premier League fixtures: Palace and Leeds at home, Liverpool and West Ham away, Southampton at home, and then the 26th of April, Manchester City away. That is going to be a crucial game. If we go to City still with that 5-point lead going into that game, then I think we've definitely won the league. But we've got Liverpool away. We know how difficult that can be, plus a few others as well coming up. There's some difficult games. West Ham are fighting for their lives. That's going to be difficult, isn't it? So we'll see. Terry says, no, let's beat City on points and goal difference. Well, it doesn't matter. Points are what matters. So let's beat them on points, and I don't care what the goal difference is. Steve says, maybe beat Palace, we can make up a few goals. Well, I don't know. I mean, Palace, they're not a great team, but they don't concede many goals, do they? And I think we'll win that game. Probably 2-0 maybe, or something like that. We'll look at that one, obviously, closer to the time. But yeah, I'm not bothered about goal difference. I'm just bothered about winning the games because we're in the strongest position now. We just need to win the games, don't we? Let's keep doing that. Anyway, Fabio Vieira now. We have got an opportunity maybe for a 4th goal. We've got Jesus outside. If he must find Jesus, he does. Is Jesus going to get a goal on his comeback? No, he's not. Bernd Leno saves it with his legs. Another save from Bernd Leno, who's probably going to get Fulham's player of the match, you would imagine. He's made some great saves today, which maybe has kept the goal difference down. Fabio Vieira did well there. It's a sensible ball as well. He saw the right pass to Gabriel Jesus, but the goalkeeper saved it with his legs. And that's the criticism the only criticism we've had of Jesus is that his finishing isn't always as good as we want it to be. And again, there he lacked a little bit of conviction. He hasn't played for a while, but anyway, Mark C says, "Oh, Jesus nearly a comeback goal. It was good move from Arsenal." Steve says, "Liverpool, Man City, Brighton, and Newcastle, and Chelsea's hard game." Yeah, well, we've got a few. They're all going to be hard games now. When you get close to winning the league, they're all hard games, aren't they? Really. Terry says, if we beat Palace, we're 8 points clear after next weekend as City don't play. Of course, it's the FA Cup, isn't it? Exactly, yeah. But then they'll have a game in hand, I suppose. But yeah, 8 points is going to look good, isn't it? Anyway, Daniel James coming forward down this near side. William Saliba, what a tackle that is. He's had a great game, William Saliba, today for Arsenal. Finds Tomiyasu and his clearance is blocked. He's going to be a throw to Arsenal into the last 4.5 minutes at Craven Cottage. It is Fulham nil, Arsenal 3. Arsenal are easing 5 points clear at the top of the table tonight. This afternoon, sorry. And very well deserved it's been, even if the second half has lacked that bit of intensity. Some Fulham fans are leaving the stadium already. Can't really blame them. 3-0 down. Not that you should leave a game early, but I suppose if you're 3-0 down at home, it's maybe a little bit more understandable than it was at the Emirates last week when it was 2-2. And they're Fulham with a cross from this near side. Are going to get a goal back? Mitrovic fires over the top of the crossbar. It's Harry Wilson, sorry. Fired over the top of the crossbar from the edge of the area. Nice touch on his chest. The ball wouldn't quite come down for him quickly enough, and he couldn't keep the shot down. And there are 3.5 minutes of normal time. The game is won. We are 5 points clear. There's no doubt about that now. And we've managed the second half pretty well overall, haven't we? Fulham did hit the crossbar with a header. They've had one or two other minor chances, but overall it's been pretty comfortable, hasn't it, for Arsenal today? And we are going to ease to that 3 points that we needed to regain that 5-point lead at the top of the table. Now that ball played out by Granit Xhaka to Kieran Tierney over on that far side. Kieran Tierney plays it forward to Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson to the ball, pulls it back to Martin Ødegaard. Oh, he's fired over from 12 yards. Martin Ødegaard there looking for his second goal. Couldn't keep that shot down. Mark C says there, come on, lads, not your fourth, just to put the cherry on the cake. Yeah, fourth would be nice, but it's been a comfortable victory. Terry says, Ødegaard, indeed, yes. Ødegaard couldn't keep that shot down. Fired over the top of the crossbar. Steve says, yes, just one more. 4-0 looks better. Well, it does look better, but look at the league table. We will still be 5 points clear, whether we score another goal or not. And I'm not too bothered. I just want to see us win the games, and that's definitely what we've done today. There's no doubt about that. Very, very comfortable win in the end. I say a really good first half performance, clinical in front of goal, and then we've just managed the second half really, really well. And that is that's what you need to do in these sort of games, isn't it? And I had a feeling that the second half hasn't surprised me. It's been a bit flat. Fulham have had one or two opportunities. Arsenal haven't quite been the same, but doesn't matter, does it? Thomas Partey's done well there. They're in a tight space. Plays the ball back to Gabriel. Plays it back to Thomas Partey again. Thought about dinking a ball over the top, looking for the runner, Reece Nelson. Instead, played it short. Xhaka then plays it out to that far side to Kieran Tierney. He's gone past the defender. Kieran Tierney's crossed towards the near post, headed behind. It is going to be another corner to Arsenal into the last 90 seconds of normal time. There won't be much stoppage time, I wouldn't imagine. Maybe 3 minutes, 3 or 4. Mark C says a comprehensive win, which comprehensive. Indeed, it is very, very comprehensive, isn't it? Nathan says, enjoy the commentary, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And yourself, mate. Speak to your work tomorrow, no doubt. I suppose you're going to go and watch the Newcastle game very soon as well. Starts at 4:30, of course, against Wolves at home. Newcastle should win that game, really, but they're struggling at the minute, aren't they, for goals? Anyway, Arsenal got a corner over on that far side. Can Arsenal get another goal here? Curled in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed out by Mitrovic. Shot comes in from Fabio Vieira, deflected away. Fulham are looking for a counter-attack, but Arsenal are back and clean that ball up. It's back with Thomas Partey now on this near side. Crosses at the ball towards the far post. It's come to Gabriel Jesus. Is he going to get the goal? He pulls it back. And in the end, Fulham do clear that away. And now Fulham have won a free kick as well as we move into the last 40 seconds of normal time. There'll be a bit of stoppage time, you would imagine, but not too much. There's been some substitutions, obviously. But other than that, not really too many. I don't think the trainer's been on the pitch in the second half. I think they've just named Trossard player of the match. Indeed, they have made Leandro Trossard player of the match. And you have to agree with that decision. He was absolutely brilliant. 3 assists from him. Fantastic performance from Trossard. And for once, they've got the man of the match decision perfectly correct. And as Terry says, they're 3 minutes. Indeed, it is 3 minutes of stoppage time. I wasn't expecting any more than that, if I'm honest. So can Arsenal just keep the clean sheet, which I think is important because we have conceded too many goals recently. So that would be nice for the clean sheet, wouldn't it? But let's see what happens. Fulham with a throw on this near side. Anthony Robinson, and that's just deflected behind off Fabio Vieira. And we're just counting down the seconds now towards the end of this game. And another 3 points for Arsenal. Great performance in the end it's been. And Fulham are going to get a corner. No, they're not, because William Saliba, who's had a good game at the back as well, has just cleared that one away. He would have been in the running for player of the match as well if Trossard hadn't been so brilliant in that first half. And it was his 3 assists that have proved crucial and has given us this victory. Anyway, Fulham coming forward again. Can Robinson keep this in? He's done well, actually. Anthony Robinson puts a cross in as well towards the penalty spot. Mitrovic is in there. Is the ball going to fall inside the penalty to Daniel James? But Gabriel's across there, celebrates that tackle like a goal. And it's his goal that got us underway today in this game as well. Terry says they couldn't really name anyone else really class. No, he was. Yeah, I think Saliba's had a good game. But yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he? Trossard today. And Arsenal were closing in on that clean sheet as well, which I know will mean a lot to Aaron Ramsdale in the back four. Now Fulham with this corner, last chance maybe for them to get a goal back. Mitrovic's shot's blocked. Reece Nelson can bring it away now, plays it out to that far side to Jesus. That's a long ball forward looking for the run of Fabio Vieira, but it's a comfortable header there defensively from Daniel James. And now Tosan takes too long. Actually, Granit Xhaka in possession now, finds Tomiyasu. Now it's with Fabio Vieira. Last minute of stoppage time. Arsenal just looking to keep possession now, see this through, get the clean sheet, and 5 points clear at the top we will be. Martin Ødegaard now on halfway, plays the ball back, all the way back to Gabriel. A lot of time. It was Gabriel's goal. Seems like a long time ago now that opened the scoring, and that proved to be crucial, especially coming so soon after the opening goal had been disallowed, the own goal from Anthony Robinson. And that made the difference, didn't it? Gabriel's header from Trossard's corner, and after that point, it was comfortable for Arsenal, really, in that first half. It's been comfortable in the second half, and Arsenal now come forward. Jesus then winning the ball back now, plays it to Fabio Vieira into Martin Ødegaard. Maybe Arsenal going to end this game with a fourth goal into the last few seconds of normal time. It's with Fabio Vieira. Oh, he was just going to be clean for on goal, and he tripped over, or did he slip? I think he was tripped. I think it's going to be a free kick as we reach the 93rd minute. No, he didn't. He just slips over. He just slipped over Fabio Vieira. He was in there, looked as though he was going to be in, and he's just stumbled over his own feet. And Mark C says there, oh Lord, Vieira tripped himself up. He did. Steve says, do players get anything from... What, they're giving a free kick for that? They've just given Arsenal a free kick when he fell over his own feet. Anyway, Steve said, do players get anything from it? Yeah, they get a little trophy, a little award that the Premier League give them, I think. So he says, if we can hold out another minute, Ramsdale is joint top on 12 clean sheets. That's pretty good, isn't it? And Colonel Aiden, my friend, he says, oh, Mick Arteta called him. He said, now's your time to shine because I'm collecting Gabbies and going to make you mine. They say he walks on water, then he turns them into wine. Oh, I believe in Jesus. Well, he's back and he might get himself a goal here. This is going to be the last kick of this game. Martin Ødegaard with a free kick comes across. It's headed out by Tosan, and Fulham are going to clear this away. And surely that is going to be that. In fact, the referee's got the whistle in his mouth. He blows it. It's all over at Craven Cottage. Arsenal have won this game 3-0. All 3 goals came in the first half. Good, dominant first half performance from Arsenal. A little bit less intensity in the second half. Fulham gave it a go, but Arsenal have seen it through. It was Gabriel with the first goal, headed over a corner from Trossard. The second goal was another header from close range. Gabriel Martinelli, it was another cross from Trossard. And then Martin Ødegaard got the third right on half-time. That killed the game off. Again, it was Trossard's ball. Martin Ødegaard with the finish. Fulham hit the bar in the second half with a header from Tosan. But in the end, Arsenal did win comfortably. Bernd Leno made 3 or 4 good saves to keep the scoreline down. And Gabriel Jesus was denied a goal on his comeback by Bernd Leno's outstretched right leg. And it has finished. Fulham to Arsenal 3. Arsenal back 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League today. Come on, you Gunners, indeed. Come on, you Gunners. Steve says there, great win, boys. It was a great win indeed. Mark C says, lovely jubbly. Adios, Spurs. Yep, cheers, Mark. Maybe see you later for the women's game if you're around. 6:30, we'll be going live with that one. So we've got a little bit of time. Got 2.5 hour break. And there we go. 27 games played. Arsenal 66 points. Manchester City 61. Wow. And there is only, 11 games to play. Manchester United are third on 26 games, 60 points. Terry says, Man United 0-0. West Ham 1-1. Were they the other scores, were they? Let's just have a quick look. So the full-time scores from the Premier League. Yeah, Man United 0, Southampton 0. That's a bit of a shock, isn't it? You expected Man United to maybe win that game. They've been a bit all over the place in recent games, haven't they? and West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1. Hasn't quite finished yet, according to the BBC app, but maybe it has. But anyway, we're not too worried about them games, are we? There's only one team that we need to be worried about, and that's Arsenal. And if we keep winning our games, we are going to win the league. So, wow, what a performance that was actually from Arsenal in that first half. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And it has finished 3-0. Colonel says there, love it. Great season no matter what happens. Just appreciate it that now we have at least a squad that cares. No, absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, you say no matter what. And to a point, I agree with you. But when we're in this position that we're in, if we don't win the league now, it would be a disappointment. There's no doubt about that. It was going to feel like a disappointment, even though no one expected us to be in the position that we're in. I do think it would be a disappointment now if we don't go on and win it. But anyway, let's not concern ourselves with that. Let's concern ourselves with the fact that we are still top of the league. We're playing really well and we are going for it. Steve says there, have a good one, Mark. Yeah, indeed. I say maybe see you later on for the women's game. But that was pretty enjoyable, wasn't it? Let's be honest. That was a really enjoyable performance. And a great victory, a game that we felt was going to be tough before the game. You know, Fulham having a good season, and we felt as though this could be one of those potential games where we could drop points. And it was one of them games where we won a lot more comfortably than we imagined. We've had a few away from home this season, haven't we? You know, the 3-0 win at Brentford was a great performance. You know, no one expected us to win that comfortably there. We've done it again today. We've had lots, haven't we? And it's been a mixture this season, hasn't it, of these type of comfortable wins and some of those dramatic late winners that we've had as well. So it's been a good mix, really. Cheers for the stream. Catch you later for the women's game. Yeah, cheers, mate. I look forward to seeing you then at the women's game. Terry says, we broke a record today as well. All London clubs played and no goals against. Really? We broke a record today as well. All London clubs played and no goals. You mean we haven't conceded a goal against the London team this season? We've still got West Ham to play. So there's still a chance maybe there, but I didn't realise that actually. No, West Ham scored against us, didn't they? We beat them 3-1. So we have conceded a goal against the London team. Phil says, happy days, indeed, happy days. Steve says, Richard, do you think we have more chance of winning at the title or Europa? It's tough, isn't it? There's 11 games left in the Premier League. And we are 5 points clear. In the Europa League, we've got if we get through on Thursday, we've got quarter-final, semi-final, final. So you're looking at 2, 4, 5 games. Less games to win the Europa League. But cup competitions are difficult, aren't they? I don't see why we can't win both. It means away from home versus London teams. Well, we've still got West Ham away to come, haven't we? So maybe they can end that record. But it's another really, really solid performance from Arsenal today. And I say they're the sort of performances that win you the league, you know, when you play like that away from home. So brilliant stuff from Arsenal. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. And we can now go away, relax, and come back fresh for the Arsenal women's game at 6:30. Terry says, away go. All right, away go. I'll say there is one more still to play, West Ham. So let's hope we can complete the set when we play West Ham away. Have we conceded too many at home? Well, mind you, Fulham scored at the Emirates. West Ham scored at the Emirates. Trying to think who else. Brentford scored at the Emirates. So we conceded a few at home, haven't we, in London derbies. But yeah, not away with one more still to play. But yeah, so that's that then. It finished today a lot more comfortable than we expected. I was expecting a difficult game. I was expecting a bit more nerves and a bit more tension, but it didn't need it today. We got the job done in that first half. Gabriel, Martinelli and Martin Odegaard with the 3 goal scorers, all created by man of the match, Leandro Trossard. And Arsenal are back 5 points clear at the top of the table. We had a little blip, didn't we, earlier, just after the start of, was it January, February time, wasn't it, where we were struggling to win some games, but we've turned it around, 5 wins in a row. We are back 5 points clear, and it's looking good. Terry says there's 66 points, born 66, it's an omen. Unfortunately, Terry, 66 points isn't enough to win the league, is it? So it's 66 points now, which is great, but there's still 11 games to go, and we'll need to get a few more than that, won't we, if we're going to win it. But so far, so good. It's all looking rather rosy at the moment, isn't it? So let's enjoy it and let's look forward to Thursday night now, of course, the Europa League. Can we get through that? Would be good, wouldn't it? Steve says, easy in the end, had a relaxed second half. Indeed, yeah, we had a relaxed second half, which we haven't had too many of them recently, have we? So it's nice to have one today, and we look forward to that. So that'll be good. So yes, that's it then from Craven Cottage this afternoon. Arsenal have won. We are 5 points clear, and it was extremely good performance again. And Steve says there, me too, Terry. Oh well, lots of people born in 1966, a little bit, just a couple of years older than me. That's cool. Anyway, I'm going to go away and have a sit down, get some dinner later on, and I'll be back here 6:30 on the other stream, of course, for the Arsenal women at home to Reading. That is now going to be an extremely big game because the way that the league table is going at the minute, Manchester City have just beaten Brighton 2-1 away, a goal in the last minute for them as well. So the WSL table is looking very, very tight at the minute. We've got 2 games in hand, but we're 6 points behind both Manchester clubs. So we need to win them, and we would still be 3 points behind Chelsea, but we have to play Chelsea away. So the WSL title could be just as dramatic as the Premier League title for Arsenal this season. Imagine if we won both of them. That'd be good, wouldn't it? First time that would have happened since 2004. There you go. Anyway, Terry says, great comms again, Richard. See you in an hour or so. Come on, you Gooner girls. Make it a great weekend. Indeed, we will. Actually, before we go, we've got a couple of interviews coming up with Trossard and Martin Odegaard. So let's have a listen to that.
Scored some good goals in the first half. So, yeah, I think we started the game strong, and after that, we controlled most of the game, even though the second half was a bit different. But, yeah, very, very good.
Leo, tell us in all honesty, is it better to win that way or to win like you did last week?
I think both. Obviously, when you win, you're always happy. But I think
Win is a win.
Yeah, but we knew it would be a tough game, and I think we did really well. And Marta said we scored 3 goals in the first half, and we kept a clean sheet today as well. So that's a perfect win for us, and we're really happy with it.
No goals for you personally today, but a hat-trick of assists. That's not a bad afternoon's work.
No, indeed. I'm really happy with it as well. And yeah, like I said, I always try to contribute in goals of assists and help the team going forward. And yeah, today it went my way. And yeah, I'm just really happy that we won and that we can go forward from this.
Martin, does that statistic about Leo underline what he's brought to the team in the last couple of months?
Yeah, I think he's brought some amazing things to the team. You know, I love to play with him. He's always there to link up. You know, he always looks for the combinations. And yeah, when he's in the box, he's good to find the right pass like he did today, and like he's done in the other games as well. So yeah, really happy to have him on the team.
I think we can call it a typical Odegaard finish, can't we, for that third goal? Lovely finish. Did that feel like it set the seal on things at the time?
Yeah, it was a good ball from Leo again, and yeah, just over the head of the defender, and then kept the composure there and put in the corners. Was a good one.
How big a boost was it for the players to see Gabriel Jesus back on a pitch again after all this time?
I think it's a massive boost. He's been out for a while now, and we know what he's going to give to the team again. And yeah, we're all excited to have him back. So very, very happy for him and for the team.
Leo, 5 points clear, 11 games to go. How does that sound?
How does that sound? Yeah, same as last week. Yeah, it's 11 finals for us. We take game by game. Like I said, we have done really well last week to come back from a difficult position. Today we did it different, and it's all about also keeping clean sheets as well, I think. Today we did a great game, but if you keep the 0, you only need to score 1. Today it was 3, but yeah, we're really happy with it. And like I said, we take game by game and moving forward.
Still a way to go, Martin, but what sense do the players have that you really are entering the business end of the season now?
No, it's the same focus, you know. We've started the whole season. We take it game by game. We focus on the next game, the next training session, and that's all. Nothing's changed because we come to the end of the season. So we're just going to do the same things, keep working hard, and then we'll see where it takes us.
Great result today, Leo. For your hat-trick of assists, you are the player of the match. Martin, would you do the honours for us, please?
Thank you.
Well done.
Very good.
Just slightly interesting there in the interview there. You saw Martin Odegaard and Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard looks much younger than Martin Odegaard, doesn't he? Even though he's, 5-6 years older. But that's quite interesting, isn't it? That he looks younger. Anyway, it was a great performance from Leandro Trossard today. A great goal from Martin Odegaard as well to round it all off. And I say a nice comfortable victory. And he's right what Leandro Trossard said there. You know, it's last week we won it in one way, which of course is coming from behind and having to do it a hard way. Today we did it a lot more comfortably, getting ourselves in front and going on to dominate the game. And you know, we've proved that we can win in different ways this season. I think that's important as well. You know, so even if we are behind in games, we'll still feel that we can come back and win. And if we can get ourselves in front again, we're going to feel like we can win. And that's good to see, isn't it? We're just looking really, really good. Steve says there, get a few hours sleep back for them. Yeah, good lad. We'll speak to you later, Steve. Nice to see you later on. And Terry says, Steve, you're a sucker for punishment, mate, but well done. Hats off to you indeed. Yeah, very early in the morning in Australia, and we look forward to getting his company again, Steve's company again for the women's game a little bit later on. So yeah, that's it's finished here at Craven Cottage. Fulham with Arsenal 3. We're 5 points clear, 11 games to go. We may well win the Premier League, you know. We may well do that. Wouldn't that be something quite remarkable? Steve says, "Yeah, I love Arsenal. Winning makes it worth it. Of course, it makes it worth it. It does indeed. And hopefully, the women can make it round off the weekend in fine style for us later. So I'll be back in 2.5 hours' time. 6:30. I'm back for the Arsenal women against Reading. That is going to be great. So join us for that. Let's hope there's a few more goals to enjoy in that game as well. We'll see you later. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget, give us a like before you go. If you are new here, give us a subscriber as well. I know most of you guys already have in the chat. So we will see you very, very soon. Take it easy, guys. Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. What a great performance that was in the first half. Trossard, wow, amazing. Fantastic performance from him and from the team as well. And it's good, isn't it? And Terry says, yes, agree, Steve, 100%. Indeed, yeah. We love Arsenal. We love winning even more. And it's great that that's where it's going at the minute. So, yeah, I will see you guys later on at 6:30 for the Arsenal women against Reading. And that was very enjoyable, wasn't it? Thanks for tuning in. Give us a like before you go. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in a couple of hours' time. Take it easy, guys. Top of the league, 5 points clear. We are going to do it. We are going to do it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Catch you in a couple of hours, guys. Take it easy. See you soon. Come on, you guys.
Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the third goal? It is the third goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it.